Alrighty. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to a very strange Herd podcast. My name is Jared Monday, like your favorite day of the week, and I'm joined here by my boy, Brett, and the other man himself, the crazy ginger that is Ethan Frost. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Oh, my God. This is going to hopefully not turn into an ASMR podcast.
This is going to go off the rails quickly.
That's
very quickly.
We're caffeinated.
Were we ever on the rails anyway?
Nah,
I feel like I'm peeking the fuck out of this microphone right now.
It's okay, man.
All right.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, we're here, man. We're down here at the new bunker, a spot that's going to slowly but surely add more and more to the background besides Buddha right here.
Don't grab his nipple, bro. Hella disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I didn't know you were Buddhist.
I'm not, bro. He's just sexy.
Oh my God. Control yourself. But yeah. So yeah, man, what's really cool about this podcast, I just definitely, we tried once before to have the whole band get here, and we totally messed up that audio. Not by anyone's fault but my own, and just learning curves and everything. But, you know, it is what it is, and we're going to learn as we go. So we appreciate everyone sticking through the ride with us. We're just figuring it out, man. We're just trying our best to do what we can. But yeah, man, I mean, for those who don't know, Ethan's been on one podcast before. And
one that saw the light of day.
Yeah, that one actually got there. Well, yeah, man. So I mean, you're the drummer extraordinaire of the group and stuff like that.
If you say so. Sometimes.
He ran several ops to Black Rock.
Yeah. Oh, bro. I've been. Oh, don't even get me started. Yeah. Please go back and watch that episode.
Yeah, check out.
Yeah, well, never mind.
Check out the Shorts and Clips channel of the Strange Herd podcast for that fun.
I made an oopsie.
I mean, dude, it was a great oopsie. It made us laugh extremely hard.
Yeah.
And then the new face to the show, we got Mr. Brett Highfield.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Yes, sir. How are you, sir? How are you now?
Good, man. Good, man. It's Why are you laughing? You totally killed my flow there.
What's funny is I'm watching. So, all right, for viewers at home, we've been sitting at the table for like 20-ish minutes, just kind of getting everything set up, this, that, and the other, and we're just kind of, talking this, that, and the other, and just letting it just flow. As soon as the light comes on, it's
Like prim and proper, like yeah.
Oh no, this might be on the internet.
What's funny is watching the wheels turn and everyone's heads. I can see cheer and just turn.
It's like let's just mitigate this as much as we can.
Sorry.
Trying not to be unhinged is a struggle.
I mean, give the viewers what they want, brother.
Hey, dude.
But I mean, like, so I'm I'm the singer, guitar player guy, and then Brett is. You're going to be a singer after hearing you sing a little bit around today. You like hiding his voice.
I'm so pumped to do that. I know I'm a terrible singer, but like that aspect of that is so cool to me,
dude. Well, and it's like you also got a little piano skills. We might have to dip into a little bit as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude, we need all the help we can get. Full effort, maximum effort, and everything in between. But yeah, man, it's like, oh, dude, let's start off by talking about our last show, that Moonshiners gig.
Yeah,
dude,
it's fun.
I don't know what it is, but it's like in the weight room. I notice whenever pretty girls come in, everyone starts like putting extra plates on, like starts like lifting hard, and as soon as like. The same thing is like when you get a room full of, oh my God, I felt like there were so many beautiful women in that crowd that night.
It just worked out that way. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was payday Friday.
It gets you so pumped. Like women aside, just people like right there in the front. Yeah. That gives you like energy like nothing else does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh gosh,
awesome.
We could. Yeah, if you've got people that are engaged and like jumping around and dancing and stuff, dude, you're playing 10 times better because you're just invested in it and you're like. I'm also having fun.
We're like a minute and a half into one song, and I'm just thinking, like, okay, what would be the next like banger we could say to keep them there?
Yeah, exactly. And so, our sets usually we almost always do Mr. Brightside at the end of the night or like towards the end of the last set. And this is probably the beginning of the second set, and we were just doing some fun little jumping. I don't know which camera to look at, but just kind of jump around. We were playing Valerie. And halfway through, Jared turned. We got like, I don't know, probably 20, 25 people up and dancing and jumping around, which is like, when you're playing bars as a cover band, that's rare to have that many people up there.
Yeah.
So Well, maybe we're just bad. But
We're still getting it put together. We're building our audience.
But halfway through that song, Brett looks at me. He's like, "Mr. Brightside," and I was like, "Ooh, good call there, brother. Let's do that." And then sure enough, it worked. Like, yeah, it did everything it needed to do.
The funny part for me was I was like, oh, okay. Like, I know you played the opening riff on that, and then you just, like, lead it in, Jared. And I'm like, all right, I got you. And
Dude, all the time I need you to save me with that because I can never remember exactly where it starts.
Yeah.
So once I hear, like, the rhythm part of that, I'm like, okay, there it is. You know?
Yep.
Am I too loud? Am I peeking? Too quiet. Oh.
Well, it's
Rare
just,
for me.
it's getting, like, half. But, yeah, dude, I mean, the funny part was I was like, all right. Went through it once. He's like, all right. That was about 60% of the riff. Second time, he's like, oh, it's like 70. I was like, Brett, if you don't nail it. And then, I was like, thank you, Lord.
And then, but the thing about it was, like, the crowd didn't realize what we were doing it for. Like, because typically, you just play the first couple notes of that, the do-do-do-do, that, and then they're like, wait, I know that song. But, like, they weren't picking up on it. And then you got 60%. They still weren't picking it up on it. Once you hit the full riff, like the first go-around, they were like, oh, wait, I know this song. Wait a second, what is that? And then I came in with the little hi-hat thing, and then, it was just a blast. That was probably my favorite part of the night.
Well, and the thing, too, is, like, as we, the cover band stuff is for money. We want to make money so we can then put that back into the studio and then put that into promotion and things like that. Excuse me. And then, what?
Where are your manners?
Gone. I lost them. But it's just funny how, like, there'll be times, like, we're playing those kind of shows for money so we can do, like I said, the investing back in the studio, promotion, all that. But then there is something that's just, like, we try our hardest to, like, read the crowd where it's like, all right, okay, cool. Like, everyone's still kind of getting settled in. Then they're, like, 2 or 3 drinks in, they're getting a little more lively. And then we'd, like, you got to, like, it's weird. I hate to say that there's filler songs or songs you're just playing to kind of get through the night.
But there definitely is.
Yeah.
There definitely is.
Because you don't want to bust your load, like, at the first, like, hour that you're playing.
Well, that's the thing. As a cover band that plays on the regular 4-hour-long sets, like, or gigs, like, you got to have those songs. Because, like, so the way that we typically structure our sets is all of our, like, banger songs are usually the last set, which is kind of like, it's kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a good thing because it's like, okay, we end the night on a strong note, like we kind of this, that, and the other, but at the same time, it's like by the time we go on for our last set, it's like 12:30, usually 12:15, half the bars are already gone.
Yeah.
So we're entertaining the 30 people that are still there, but it's like almost like, man, we should probably like flip it or like put it in the second set, because, I mean.
That's one thing I would hope to mitigate with refreshing the playlist and having like a lot more bangers. The issue with that is, like you were saying, when you have 4 hours that you're playing, maintaining that energy for 4 hours, you would be so tired by the time it's done.
Yeah.
Dude, all I got to do is play All My Life, and I'm like done.
Yeah.
So were you. Your voice too, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, we usually save towards the end as like if not like, we got a couple of like songs I would call our finishers. And it's like, that's like one of our finishing moves. It's like All My Life from Foo Fighters. Like that's just it's like such a fucking great song. And there's a couple other Foo Fighters songs. Like I said, as we continue to write and grow more, like eventually what's going to be cool is then we can start cherry picking the songs that we want from that cassette, that cover set. And then it's just like, we have Hangman, we got Feed on Me. I can't help it ever. That's the song we're working on, ladies and gentlemen. And Dave cracks me up because he's like, you guys want to work on Feet on Me? And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's like, makes me laugh.
Speaking of Foo Fighters, just talking about cover shows and like doing the Foo Fighters songs and stuff, I don't know what has happened in the past like 2 months, but something has happened to the band where we decided to play Everlong 150 miles an hour, and by the end of that song I want to kill myself, because dude,
kill the guy that starts the song way too fast.
Like, even normally is, but even normally that's a tasking song to play.
Yeah, because I'm playing double time on the hi hat, right? So whenever Jared starts that, because I know that I can kind of control the tempo of the song, but then I get in my own head. I'm like, no, I can do it, and so by the time, like, because that first verse is doubled, right? So it's the first verse, you're almost doing 2 verses back to back, right? And that's where the double time hi-hat comes in. By the end of that second go around, I am praying for the pre-chorus, because I'm like, my arms are on fire. I can't.
Well, you know what?
I'm sweating.
One of the things I'm going to definitely invest in for the band is a used MacBook or something, just to get Logic on there, and then we're gonna have a click track.
Oh, no.
I know, dude. Everyone, I know how you feel. I know.
No, I think they're great. I just am terrible at using a click track.
So that just reminded me. What are your thoughts on the Rihanna cover we did?
Umbrella?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the first time we did that.
Yeah, we played it a couple times for some weddings and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we did it. The first time we
Oh.
ever did it was the wedding, and it slapped when we
Okay.
Were you not a big fan of it when we did it?
No, I mean I liked it. That's the first time I've played it. I didn't hit the wedding gig, so.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like the thing is also one of the things that a lot of bands that are kind of doing like what we're doing is what we're, and to be fair, it's been a little bit on me as the quote unquote leader. It's like I've been busy finishing up my studies, my collegiate career, and so I was like, guys, just give me like this last semester, and I swear to God, I'll get it done. And thankfully, I did. So, GGC,
Cheers to you, brother. We're in this.
You said
nice new-
GGC?
go Grizzlies, dude. You know what's the worst part is I played a gig at Macon, and their mascot's also the Bears, the Grizzlies, I think, as well. And I went to their campus, and to be fair, like, you know, it's a very nice school. It's been around for a long time. They got this like 12-foot grizzly bear statue, and then GGC's got this little bitch ass little like 6-foot bear. And I was like, this is stupid. And I'm just like, but yeah, either way, like the cool thing is now, like since you guys have given me the grace and the time to do that, now we can go like 3 times a week, just getting together to not only revamp the set list, devote an entire like practice to just writing and growing the originals. Oh my God, dude, it's going to get so much better. And like, I can't wait because every now and then in the group chat, we'll all have like, dude, I'll see like a Spotify link, I'll click on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we need to do that song fucking right now.
Yeah.
And like, it's just going to get so much better, man. I'm super excited because we are about to like get into a phase of this band that I've missed, like being in the bands that I've been in before. Like when you get to have that moment of where you're just like, oh, everyone's in. We're all going full bore, like just absolutely like fucking let's go.
Yeah.
And
So
two things I would say is one, absolutely just totally overhauling the playlist, getting like new like high energy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked to go like play more Atlanta shows.
Yeah.
That was just awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
That was surreal almost.
Well, what's really nice about that is like, so we played at Park Bar in Atlanta, super nice place, private show, rented out the whole bar. They tipped us. I almost shit my pants when that guy sent me that tip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Cause cause I got the Venmo notification the next day, and I straight up I was like, Jared messed up. He paid me way too much.
Dude, I was like,
I texted you. I said, hey, how did that money get split up again?
How was
'Cause
that,
I
dude?
think I got 2/3 of it.
yeah. Well, and like what was so cool about it, so I mean, Atlanta's its own monster, man. Like there's like a lot of great venues down there for like up and coming and like bands trying to really break into the scene. The thing is just you got to go strapped everywhere. Like dude, we were in the parking lot. And
Yeah.
I roll up because I'm usually just like I want to get there first just to like touch base, make sure everyone knows what to do. If there's an easier place to load in the drums and everything, I want to always make sure, hey guys, go around the back door, knock 3 times, say the code word, and like just make sure there's like it's super easy to load in and out. And I pull into the gated pay to park place, and there's 4 Atlanta PD officers in there surrounding this very nice Chevy truck that just had its windows busted out. And I'm like, fuck.
Then when we were loading out, did you see old buddy that was pissed at the owner?
Yeah.
Dude, I legit thought he was going to swipe something out the bed of my truck. I'm sitting there because I was guard or whatever
Yeah.
while we were loading out. Dude, buddy comes walking by and he like swipes his hand on the side of my truck.
It's like, dude.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, like, until we get to that point where we just, like, have a dedicated load-in time, and that's the thing also is, like, in the future we're going to have, like, to kind of be more, like, hey, guys, we're going to show up, like, a lot of hours earlier than we've been doing just so we can load in. We might take a nap in the car, do whatever we got to do to make sure we get there, and we can just, like, hey, everything's loaded in. It's just for, like, a number of reasons. Parking, just making sure we got a good spot, making sure everything's set up right. Or in my case, if I fucking get something and it's like, oh no, I forgot a mic cable or something. It's
And
like
sound check before people get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
the little bits that we're getting more professional at.
Yeah. Hey, man.
We got that little taste in Atlanta of like the event parking, which it was event parking. We just had to pay for it.
Well, they definitely tipped us enough to cover it. That's for sure.
yeah.
We had to pay to park at our own gig.
But just like seeing that and like the crowd and the signs, I was like, oh, we're a big deal,
Dude. Yeah, but I mean, there's so many cool places around here, man. And the cool part, like now, like that I have the college stuff off my back, which is so dumb. I think about it, but I mean, like now that I can really just devote all my time to like booking, doing all the other stuff, using the videos and other things that we've done to make sure we can get like a lot of gigs. I mean, dude, we're playing in Cashiers, North Carolina now for a New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And dude, I cannot wait. I'm wearing my white suit for that.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
do we
white
have to wear
suit.
suits?
I mean, be flashy. Like that's the only thing. Is just like kind of just we're playing. And dude, the thing is the intel I got from the lady that booked us. It's like, hey, not saying anything. I'm just saying like this is where all the rich people go to hide away. So it's like if we look like $1 million, we might get tipped $1 million.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm wearing a white suit. Like you guys can go like black shirt, black button down, or a black button down, black pants, and all that. Just try to look like, oh, this is like a professional like band. Is all I'm saying. Like just try to like look flashy, look cool, look like it's like you're going to a nice New Year's Eve party.
I'm down for the suit thing.
I mean,
might be hard for you, Ethan, with the drums.
I just take my jacket off.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be all right.
or we could go Larry the Cable Guy. We go back to Goodwill or whatever, find you a nice jacket, tear off the sleeves.
Don't even get me started on this, dude.
Please.
Remember when we went to the wedding?
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, hey, all right, well, I want to get your perspective on this because I had to get an earth toned suit.
Yeah.
And I could not figure, but the problem with this gig was we were getting paid. Do you care if I go into the financials?
I mean,
Okay. All right, so we were getting paid $800
for a 3-piece.
For a 3-piece to play for however long we played.
2
like
hours,
2 hours
yeah.
something. It was a nice.
And they
little
also
payday.
tipped us afterwards.
Yeah, and that's like rare.
I think we ended up making $1,000 that
Yeah,
gig.
you made decent money.
Yeah. Sorry, Brett.
Problem
No, you're good.
problem was I needed a suit, and it was in Toccoa.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, dude, how much are we getting paid? $800. That's 800 divided by 3, which is what, 200 and
Something dollars, yeah.
300. No,
Well, we ended up-
275 a person. I was like, all right, something like that. Click, don't click. All right, I didn't go to
We're
college.
musicians. We're not mathematicians.
Exactly. So I was thinking about it. I was like, 275 is going to be my take home. I got to buy a suit. And I also got to drive all the way up to Toccoa.
Yeah.
I'm eating into my profits right now.
Yeah.
So I was like,
And I didn't think about that because I was just like, all right, guys, get the suit because we're going to have more wedding gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
I went to D&K and just got the buy one, get 2 free. And
Yeah.
like,
like that is a funny story
You
about
go
this
for
one
it,
too.
yeah.
Okay,
You finished
so-
the first one, yeah.
Okay. Well, that was pretty much it. Well, I wanted to get your perspective. How many times did I call you that day when I was suit shopping? How many times did I call you?
I think I went like 5 or 6.
I called him probably 5 or 6 times. Okay, earth toned. Okay, what is earth toned? Is this earth toned? Does this match? What are you
For
wearing?
reference.
Do you want me to get the same suit you're wearing? What are we supposed to do?
He
Can
was
I
calling
mismatch?
the most colorblind person, I think. I asked the lady at the desk. I was like, "Hey, what color is this?" She's like, "Tobacco brown." I was like, "Oh, that comes from the earth." That's
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Yeah." Ethan's calling me. I was like, I mean, dude.
But you never said tobacco brown. You told me mustard brown on the phone. So I was like, what the hell is a mustard
No,
brown?
Jared said purple.
Jared, why the fuck are you wearing a purple suit?
Yeah, dude.
It's like what are you talking about? It's like earth tone. It's like not even
Earth tone.
close.
What is earth tone? I remember I kept saying over and over and over to you and Jade, and I was like, is navy earth toned? Is navy earth tone? Because I went to Belk and I found a good deal on like some navy pants.
Yeah.
It's like, does navy work? And then, but I could never get a straight answer, so I made an executive decision.
I mean, dude, you
And it
look great.
worked.
I
Yeah.
think you looked stunning.
Thanks, baby. No, in the D&K story,
Yeah.
we played Amici's the weekend before.
Yeah.
And I was still stressing about this damn suit. And I was like, because I didn't want to drop $400 on a suit.
Fair.
So I was like, I told Jared, I said, because we were leaving the Amici's, which is, if you're from around here, which I guess if you're listening to this right now, you probably are.
Might be in our inner circles.
Yeah. You know what Amici's is. We're leaving. And I said, man, where'd you get your suit at? He said, D&K. I was like, okay. Where's that at? He's like, the suburbs. I was like, the suburbs of what? He said, dude, any suburbs.
Any suburb. You just go just far enough out the suburbs. There's a D&K. There's a suit warehouse somewhere near you.
That was so
I
funny.
guarantee you'll find something there, and it'll be fine. But yeah, man. I mean, the thing is, it's just what I'm really excited about as we move forward is like we're going to start, kind of getting away from the menu venue places. Like they'll still be a part of the money making machine that we're trying to build, but it's like, dude, eventually we'll be able to just show up. Like, can't wait to play Smithsonian Bar again. If we can get into the top stage at Smithsonian Bar, I played there once for a charity show, and it was so cool. They had 3 green rooms.
Wow.
And or like even at 40 Watt, like they got such a nice, cool green room.
You played 40 Watt before?
Yeah, we played there for a Battle of the Bands back in the Trombley Bay days. But yeah, I mean, dude,
it's my dream stage to play.
It's so good, dude.
Well, if you look at all the bands that have played there,
yeah, it's historic.
Dude, if we played 40 Watt tomorrow, like we could say like, dude, I've played the same stage as Kurt Cobain, like and Dave Grohl and all that. There's like footage on YouTube of Foo Fighters playing a show at the 40 Watt, like back in the 90s.
Dude, when I saw the Foo Fighters playing at what was Turner Field, Dave Grohl was talking about how he played at the old Masquerade and got like hit in the head with someone was driving by, threw a bunch of change at him and it cut his like eyebrow or something. Like I think like he like I don't know how, but it's like the dude just fucking threw a 90 mile an hour fastball and cut open his eye. Then he has to go play the show just covered in blood or whatever.
Dude.
And so he was just talking about that, and I'm like, I played there.
That sounds like a Masquerade.
It's like I did it. Yeah, God, dude, have y'all been? You've been to the new Masquerade?
Oh
many
yeah.
times.
I love the main stage they got.
Heaven?
Heaven.
Oh yeah, dude, it's beautiful. I've been to 2 shows there, I think. Hell used to be my favorite.
Well, the old one.
No, I was never at the. I've never been to the old Masquerade.
Okay, yeah,
all the shows I've ever been to is at the new one.
Yeah, but the new Hell, I mean, it's still.
Oh, but they updated it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I went to a show probably 2018, and that was actually my first ever concert I ever went to. That was like a small stage.
Yeah.
Every concert I'd ever been to up until that point was like a Foo Fighters at Turner Field, or not Turner Field,
The Phillips Arena,
Georgia State Stadium.
Yeah.
Like just big, giant, massive shows like that. But then it was a band called Tiny Moving Parts, and then a band called Mom Jeans opened up for them. Shout out. I love those guys, those bands. They're fantastic. Never met them.
Damn good, though.
They're awesome. But so me and a buddy went, and I was just like in awe of the fact that like these bands that I listen to are like like from me to Brett. And I was like, dude, super cool. But anyways, yeah, it was such a small little stage. But then I went to Purgatory. Purgatory's a lot of fun too. And they updated Hell to where like Hell's a little bigger than Purgatory now.
Which is weird.
Isn't that odd?
Well,
you would think Hell, Purgatory, Heaven,
levels,
but it's like they flip-flopped. It's cool. I mean, I love all 3 of those stages.
They're great. I mean, it's just like I don't know. The few times I've gone to the new Masquerade, it's just always just like I have to find a place to park because it's Atlanta, and then there's always some homeless person like, hey, do you need help finding where you're going? I was like, no, I'm good. It's like, it's just go down this alley and take a left. I was like, you want me to walk down this alley with you right now, dude? And I know they're usually really nice people, and they're like, hey, man, I'll be your guide. And then, like, you give them like a little $5 for helping you out. They're trying to just be helpful. I mean, my sister, one time we were at a show down there. I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. But me and my sister, we were down there, and she's driving and stuff. And there's a homeless dude waiting at the pay to park. Like, as you go out, you swipe your card. He's just standing there, and he's like, hey, y'all need any help? And my sister hands her credit card. He swipes it in for like this guy does not work there. She gives him like a couple bucks, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "He's just being helpful." I'm like, it's so stressed. I mean, like I said, he's probably done it before. He's like, "Hey man, I could probably make $100 a night just by going here. Let me help you." Thanks,
Yeah, give me $4 for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hell. Someone else would have charged me for it if it wasn't him.
Brother.
And to your point about the Masquerade, that is absolutely the best part. Is the smaller the better. Like the more tightly packed you are, the more fun those shows are.
Oh gosh.
And one time in Purgatory, we saw Just Friends, and then you're talking about Mom Jeans, the lead singer. I mean, we were like front and center. I could have like grabbed him. I was so close.
That's where we met. Well, we didn't meet them there, but that's where.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
He was talking.
My bad.
Watch it.
You're fired.
Tighten up. All right. No, that's where we saw Crybaby for the first time.
Yeah.
And then we saw them again at this little place called the 529 Bar. Tiny little place in Atlanta. But before that, well, they were fantastic. and then the lead singer, we both followed her on Instagram, like the band and stuff, and the lead singer posted a guitar for sale. Me and Brett ended up going to Greenville to meet her, to grab the guitar. He still has that guitar today, but anyways, I said that was before the 529 bar, and then we were talking to her, and she was super cool, and then we went later. I think it was the very next week they played that bar, and then so like we were just standing in the crowd, and she saw us. Well, Brett really, and then like jumped down and was like, "Oh my God, guys, I'm so glad you." It's just like so cool, like to be part of like, well, we're not a part of it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool to like small shows like that. You can meet people, bro. Like we went to a Dead Poet Society concert like
them.
not too long ago, and this opening band they were called
Public theater.
Public Theater, and they were awesome. And then we like went over to the merch table. Like I'm sounding like such a little
Dude, no, you're supporting a band that you like.
Yeah,
they
were so cool, man. And then to circle back kind of a little bit about our stuff was so they didn't have a bass player, and Jaden said, "Hey, you guys need a bass player." Being funny, of course. And he's like, "Oh, y'all play?" And we're like, "Yeah, we play." He's like, "Oh, y'all got any music out?" And we're like, "Yeah,
we got some."
So we were like, we're hometown youth. We got a song out right now called Bare Bones, and no joke, this guitar player for this band pulled his phone out. I watched him on Apple Music, and then added us on it. So I was like, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing that is going to be really cool. And I mean, like with like getting out there and the kind of the local scenes and building up that kind of presence. Just like the best part is like getting to shows early, getting everything loaded in, and then you hang out with the other bands and just talk.
Yeah.
And then like I mean, the thing is that they're like, oh, dude, they're like you guys are really cool and stuff. Like, you know, you just go and you talk to people and it's like, well, hey man, like here's our info. Next time we're in town, like,
That's
would
how
you
hop on tours?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's literally just you just gotta be a nice, cool. Like being nice is free. It's It's sometimes difficult, but it's like just being nice is so free, and like you can just do that and it pays dividends because people are like, oh, those guys were cool. I want to work with them again. Like, but
I also don't remember too much of the Dead Poet Society show. That was, oh man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw the pictures.
Oh brother, I got some great pictures of that Waffle House parking lot. Oh man.
I
Painted it.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Painted that son of a bitch.
Oh god. Tropicalia's that night. Yep.
Like, they
I've got
catch up.
a funny story about that. So, all right, I got some friends, Chandler and Haley, shout out. They were at the show, but so they live in Dallas. You know, we live towards Athens, so it's like a 2.5-hour drive.
Yeah.
I don't get to see them all that much, but we always like when Dead Poet Society's in or Bad Flower, this that, and the other. We'll get tickets and we'll meet up there. Well, they beat us there like by like 2 hours, and they were in the front, and we were kind of in towards the back. And so Chandler texted me, he said, "Hey man, we're up front, this that and the other. I tried to find them, but I can't push anybody away, and this that and the other." So I'm like, we're I don't know, it's like 45 minutes before the show starts, and me, Jaden, and Brett were there, and we're like, let's start crushing some beers. Yeah, let's just start crushing beers.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Oh yeah. So, but you got to drink smart, right? Because a Miller Lite's going to cost you $9, but a Tropicalia is 10. So you're like, let me get 2 Tropicalias. Big tall boys, right? So I kill both of them. I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm feeling good. Let me get 2 more. 2 more Tropicalias down. Boom, done.
Yep.
Right? And I'm feeling like really good. Really good. And then I was like, I can do 1 more. Got five tall boy Tropicalias in the span of 45 minutes. Okay? All right.
Yep.
Dead Poet Society comes out, and I know that I'm like tore out of the frame because I can't see them. In order for me to see the lead singer, I have to close one of my eyes. Yeah, exactly. So like they're jumping around, I'm still having a good time jumping around, you know, blah 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 blah. I'm sending people up to crowd surf.
Constantly, like everyone, random people. He'd look at them. He'd look at them and
Uppies.
And then sometimes they'd be no, and he'd just like,
too bad.
I'm not giving a choice.
Send
no,
it.
I was respectful. I was like, hey, you up? And like it was about 50-50. Somebody was like, yeah, sure. And then either me and Cameron or me and Jaden would send him up. And then Jaden sent me up. And let me tell you, God put me on this planet for one reason only. That was to send people up. I was not made to be sent.
Dude, I feel that.
But so, all right. I'm getting pushed around, like, so a pit opens up, and I did not like, I got my sea legs, right? So I'm not able to I'm not very sturdy. So I'm getting pushed around, like I'm getting my shit kicked in. Like, I mean, getting pushed down. I fell down once. Somebody picked me up, which is always cool about those shows, because like if someone falls, like small shows like that, they're always like, you'll get them up. So this happened to me, right? And I'm like, I'm getting my shit kicked in, like just, circle around.
Wild pit.
Yeah, it was rough.
Oh yeah.
And then like all I remember is like the lights and looking down and like everything's spinning, right? And then I just see this hand of God come down. And grabs my shirt.
Yoink.
Pulls me out. I don't know who it is. I just thought maybe some random bystander saw that I was not having a good
You were
time.
drowning.
I was in peril.
Either was just.
Yeah, exactly. So this hand comes down, and I'm like, Daddy. I turn around and it's Chandler, and like I hadn't seen him all night, and he was like, dude, you okay? And I just gave Chandler and Haley the biggest hug, and I was like, I love you guys.
You saved my
and they're like, are you drunk? And I was like, very. And then, so to kind of wrap this story up, so pretty much show was over. I got a picture with the bass player, and then so we left. And like at this point, I'm like still riding a high, because I'm like, all right, man, like this is so much fun. Like I'm still kind of tore up, this, that, and the other. But so we had to walk back to the car.
Yeah.
I cannot walk straight. Like this is uncharacteristically drunk for me.
Yeah,
So
you hold your beers well, but the word Tropicalias. Tall boys.
Oh God, I was donezo. So I'm walking back to the car, and I'm like, and that's how Jaden found out how bad I was, because I was just smacking my feet on the ground. We get to the parking lot. The car's booted. There's a boot on the car. And I don't know what I'm going to do. So
Bless him.
Cameron's sitting next to me. And we're in the parking lot. And I'm like, I'm so sick, dude. And then Jaden's trying to, like, get the boot off the car, because there's some dude walking around like, oh, hey, you got booted.
Want to go ahead and pay that?
You want to go ahead and pay it, $75 or whatever. Yeah. And then there was a dude that we met at the show that was like trying to like offer him cigarettes to like bump the money down or whatever. And like I'm like out of it. And then Cameron's like, you gonna throw up? I was like, no. And Cameron goes, are you gonna throw up? I was like, I don't know, bro. I probably. Cameron's like, go ahead.
Just do it.
Go ahead.
Start to coaching you.
And I was like, bro, stop. Cameron goes, do it, pussy. Throw up. And then Cameron goes, and then he starts getting sick, and then Cameron throws up, which inevitably made me throw up, and we were both puking on the side everywhere.
I mean, dude, but you feel better after you puke.
No, not that night.
What?
So I threw up, and they threw me in the car, and then so I'm in the back of Jaden and Paige's car, and like the only way that I'm making it home is if my entire head is out of this window. I didn't throw up on the way home.
That's good.
But I'm like, the wind's hitting me, this, that, and the other. And like that ride went like so fast.
Yeah.
But like I thought they were taking me home.
Nope.
No, we were going to Waffle House.
Wahoo.
So I got out. I was like, dude, I'm no bueno. I'm no bueno at all. So I sit on the Waffle House, like the curb. Yeah. Nope. That was the end of the night for me.
Got a new paint job.
Yeah.
But man, you know what's crazy though? One of the things that, like, people don't take into account as for bands, because if you're in a band, like you always like. There's an AC/DC song that talks about, it's like, we're underpaid. Like, just people want to pay you like $200 for a 4-piece band to drive an hour away with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment just to play for 4 hours, and then like, all right, here's your $200 and a case of beer.
Yeah,
dude. One of the new dangers I learned the other day is like, because you think about it, if you're playing from like, let's say 9 to maybe 1 o'clock, as some of these gigs, driving home that late on a Saturday night is fucking dangerous. Because I was driving home from playing a solo gig, and I came back to this place, and I was driving down 78, and I noticed there was like, how like sometimes the highways, they'll have that spot where in the middle you can kind of cut over to like make a turn or whatever. There was a car driving on the wrong fucking side of the road. Like 65 miles an hour. I was like, that is someone that is not okay. Like, they're just driving down, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Like, what? I felt so helpless because there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So I start honking, flashing my lights. Didn't phase them. I like this person's got to be on something or just like suicidal.
Yeah.
Like, and dude, I mean, literally, I was behind them for like 2 minutes, just flashed my lights, honk, and they didn't try to change lanes. They were just cars start going, wow, coming by them, doesn't hesitate, just keeps going straight. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, trying to get my phone to like do the thing where it calls 911, and it just, did you mean call Ethan Frost? No. So I just like kind of get back up to speed and start flashing my lights at everybody coming down the road because I'm like, dude, oh my God, there's gonna be like a head-on collision and shit like that. And then me and then this other dude that was driving, he gets up with me and we're both just flashing lights and honking and trying to like warn everybody.
Right.
And I just got home and I was like, holy shit, dude! There's like you don't think about it, but like once the bars kick everyone out, like they kick them out and they're like, hey, dude, like if you're fucked up, that's on you. Get an Uber. And this part, and then thankfully we saw a cop coming by, and we just, because dude, there was some cars I was watching in the rearview mirror, like I was flashing, like just please get in at least the right lane for them, and like there was a couple of cars you just saw them go, like it was so.
Because eventually you're bound to have a point where there's a car in both lanes and nowhere to go.
Yeah, and I was like, and you know how these like the hills and stuff, so it's like and I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like that's one of the new dangers about being in a band when you're driving home that late at night. Yeah. I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. And then like earlier you told me you were going to tell me a story about a friend that almost got arrested last night, and you said that, and I was like, please don't tell me he was driving on the wrong side of the highway.
No. Can we get into that?
Get into it, man. Get into it.
So
we'll call him Billy just for the
Billy.
sake.
Yeah, I will not say his identity, but so me and the boys, Saturday night, we're like, let's go get in some trouble. Let's go get in some trouble. Let's go to Stars and Strikes. All right.
Yo, you want to get tore up? We're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Do you know how hard it is to get a table for one at a Chuck E. Cheese? Sorry. That was a bad joke I ripped off of a comedian.
Oh, that's funnier than my story.
So what did Billy do?
Okay, all right, so me, 4 of my.
I think I broke him. It's like a full mustache, just table for one.
You know they got a 2-beer limit up there.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, probably a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so me and 4 of my compadres, right, go up to Stars and Strikes. Like, we get up there like 10 o'clock. All right, first of all, we go to the bar, and it's like some old company's having like a company party there, and there's like a bunch of like, I don't know, women in their 40s, 50s, like doing karaoke, whatever. I get 2 beers, this and I'm driving, so that's all I had. And but Billy is drinking Jack and Cokes, right? So and one after the other, left and right. And so
Never had an empty glass all night.
no, yeah, and I mean he was feeling, he was just having a good time with the boys. Nothing wrong with that. So we bowl like two frames, or not frames, 2 games.
Yeah.
And first of all, I was on fire. All right, I bowled like a 200.
Holy
right?
shit.
Yeah, I was doing good.
No bumpers?
No bumpers.
Damn,
bro. I'm
buddy.
not too bad at bowling, and I found out quickly that's an ick too. Girls don't like that when you're good at bowling.
Girls just don't like anything that guys enjoy. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you enjoy that? Ick.
Yeah, so there was well,
Go on.
anyways. We go, so we bowled, and like Billy is like, he's bowling, like when we started bowling, like he'd throw it and hit a gutter ball and this and that. He's like, walk back.
Whatever. Yeah.
We're just having fun, Well, he was toward like the last couple frames of the last game, he would throw the bowling ball and he would act like he had the house betting on this game. Like he would throw the ball and it would start going right. He'd be like, and me and Cameron Hayes were crying. So we're laughing, dude. And anyways, all right.
I'll defend Billy a little bit. When you're bowling a bad game of bowling
And
it's
everyone
the
else.
worst feeling.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's like,
Oh, God.
Well, especially with your friends, I'm sure you guys were very kind to him about it. It's like, nice gutter ball.
Yeah, exactly. No, we were all right.
No, okay.
Yeah, so, all right. So, end of the night, whatever. It's time to go home. Or at least go back to Cameron's or whatever, just kick it over there. And, so we walk out, and there was, like, the company party from earlier was still happening, and they were all trashed, right?
It's on the
So
company's dime, so.
Of course, yeah. So we were all in the parking lot, and there's like 8 cops, bro. There's like 8, 9 cops in the parking
Waiting.
lot. I'm cool. I'm chilling. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it. I'm the one driving, so we're all good. Well, we're standing in a little circle, and then Billy decides, like, Billy just disappears. I don't know where Billy goes.
Oh, no.
And so he goes over to the truck. I don't think anything. Maybe he's putting his jacket up there. Maybe he's just ready to go home. He's drinking. Maybe he's going to lay down, whatever. And then, so I'm probably from here, I don't know, I'm probably like 40 feet away from him. And then like me and the other compadres are just talking, hanging out. And then we hear like water like hitting the ground. Oh, no. What? There's 8 cops in this parking lot. Billy has decided to piss in the parking lot in front of like 6 cops.
Oh, I was worried you were going to say, it's like, I bet you can hit the blue lights from here.
No, it wasn't that bad. So, one cop passes him, second cop passes. Oh, first of all, I hear it, and I look over, and me and Cameron are like,
Billy, no.
No, please. No, God, no. And, I mean, I can't help but kind of laugh a little bit, but it's like, this is going to be really bad.
Yeah.
And so the first cop passes him, second cop passes him, third, maybe they just don't see it or whatever. Third cop, whoop. And I'm like, shoot. Damn it. I was like, Cameron, he's going to go to jail. And he's like, he's doing this for you. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. And so I'm just like, we're watching him. And like, just, it's dead silent because we can't hear what they're talking about. But it like, you could hear a pin drop in that parking lot.
Yeah.
And then I see my truck door open, and it closes, and the cop drives away. He got away with it.
Oh, my God.
And I walked over to the truck, and I mean, at that point, it's funny. You
Yeah.
know, and Cameron's like, take him to jail, blah, blah, blah. And the cops were a good sport about it, I guess. And so I walk over.
Wasn't worth their time. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess not.
Something.
Yeah, well, there's people that are like trying to get in their cars and drive home. Like, that's the least of their worries.
Yeah.
So I go, and I'm like laughing, bro. I'm like dying. Everyone's dying laughing. Bro. Billy, what are you thinking? This, that, and the other. And Billy is sitting. I'm going to have to move my mic. He's in the backseat of my truck, little Tacoma. He's sitting like this. Like, I thought he was going to be like, oh my gosh, this, that, and the other. No. Billy's sitting like this. Not moving. So like, I'm like, bro, Billy, what's going on, bro? What happened? This, that, and the other. He said, he asked me if I wanted to go to jail tonight. I said, no, sir. And he said, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding? He's like, let's go home.
I just want to go home now.
I was laughing, bro. I was like, dude, come on, bro. Like, it's all good. Like, it's funny. This
Dude,
and the other.
he got so lucky.
He couldn't snap out of it, dude. So we're on the way home, and like, I could tell he's rattled.
Yeah.
And like, it also doesn't help that he's like tore up.
Yeah.
So we're driving home, or I'm driving home, and he's in the back seat, and like, he's just rattled about it. Me and Cameron kind of like
trying to get him out of it. Yeah.
And then he goes, Ethan, what would have happened if I got arrested? What would have happened? What would have happened? Tell me what was the worst case scenario? What could have happened? Tell me right now what could have happened. And I was like, I could tell that he was freaking out.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, nothing would have happened. You would have went to jail. We would have
Sat in
got
the
you
drunk
out.
tank.
You sat in the drunk tank. You would have got out before the sun came up. I was like, we would have got you guys. We would have paid your bail. We would have got you out. And I was like, he's like, well, what happens after that? This and I was like, first time offend, you ain't got nothing going on. You probably $750.
Yeah, you just
don't
pay
worry
your
about it.
fine and then it's gone.
Pay your fine, it's gone. That is not what could have happened, but
I was about to
he
say.
did not need to know that. So,
Yeah.
but no, that happened
12 hours ago?
18 hours.
God. I mean, dude, I've heard like people, like someone that I knew, like a friend of a friend, started, like we played, like went to high school and everything. What?
He just said friend of a friend. I just wanted to see if Brett picked up on it.
But like this guy, like he got a like. You're right. It could have gone way worse. I mean, in this guy's case, he was down in Atlanta, and just like they walked back to the parking deck so he could get his ride home because his buddy kind of like was like, I'm going to be the driver tonight, so I'm going to play it chill. And he goes into the parking deck, and it's like he's in a parking deck, so it's like should be pretty concealed. Goes around the front of the car, and it's like on his phone. Decides, okay, I'm just going to like whip it out and take a whiz. There's like a parking lot attendant or like one of the cops like that. Calls it in, cop comes by, which I was like, damn, he must have been pissing for a minute. Mm-hmm. Cop comes by, arrests him, indecent exposure, gets put on the sexual like predator list or whatever.
That's what I was worried about for him.
Yeah,
because I was like, so what? You go to jail. So what? You spend the night in jail. That shit's for life, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you can't get off that registry.
Do stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like, man. But like to be fair, like to Billy's like just to go to his defense. I don't think he was aware that that's like illegal.
Yeah,
like I don't even think he thought about it. Like
I mean, I've seen so many women just like drop like squat in the middle of a parking lot, hold their friend's hand, and I'm like, well, I guess it's because it's like they're under a skirt or whatever. But it's like when you have your dick out, it's like,
oh well. Yeah, go ahead and cut that shit out.
Oh my god, but yeah, dude, it's just like there's so many things that like weird laws like that.
I have to urinate.
Oh, speaking of which, all this piss talk.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, man, dude, I just
what's crazy is I do too.
Oh, do you?
Well, there's only
we'll take turns.
Yeah, there's only one toilet in this bunker. Which, oh my god, if I did have like a roommate here and they were just having like the runs, and I'm like. I can't, like, I guess I could go piss off the back porch, but it's like, then, like, what if, like, a neighbor comes out to their back porch and...
Does that, I don't know, does that count as your property?
I mean, technically? I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like in the situation with, like, so many, like, it's like, neighborhood kind of thing. So if someone else comes out and, like, sees you pissing off your back porch, it's like, well, I mean, the thing is just, like, I don't know what the law is, technically. If you, like, I'm sure you can't, like, just, like, you can't go walking out in the front yard naked. But the backyard, I don't know, man. It's just better to keep, like, one of the best parts of having a place to myself is just, like, I love walking around naked in the place. Just, you can hear it slapping as I'm just strutting. It's like, man, but I don't know. It's like, I prefer not to be like, especially now with it being as cold as it is, you don't really want to walk out there in December and just or that joke. It's like you're working in the field during the winter and you got to push 2 inches through 4 inches of Carhartt.
that was Cameron.
But God, man, but I'm just dude. Billy got so lucky, man. Like those cops were just waiting for the people that company party. They know they have jobs. So they know they have money to pay for, like, the tickets and stuff. But, I mean, after seeing that wrong way driver, dude, I was surprisingly shook by that.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing someone driving, like, and what really was scary is that they made no effort, none, to change lanes or, like, try to turn around after the 3 or 4 cars almost hit them. Like, I'm like...
There's more of that than you realize. There was one night... Thank you. There's one night after a show, me and Ethan were coming home.
Get just a little bit closer. Like, if you want to lean...
I'm so bad about that. It's like, you can get it wherever there we go.
Where's my notepad?
What?
Where's my notepad?
Good question.
Is it even here?
Probably not.
All right.
Sorry. You can... There's
I'm just taking notes on my phone.
Okay, cool.
Are we off the air?
No, I just realized I didn't give Seabass his notepad to mark what stories and clips and stuff. But he's doing the podcast producer thing.
Oh, that just means he has to listen to every single second of this.
Just like, we're cutting that.
Take the clips up.
We're cutting that.
So he was just talking about that driver on the wrong side of the road again. Do you remember that show we came home from and we were going to swing? I think it was the show when we swung by McDonald's.
I was thinking about that when he was talking about it. Yeah.
Because we were coming home. We were going to drive through a drive-thru. We were just behind this car for like 10 minutes. We're like, dude, what is taking so long? So we eventually, I guess one way or another, we made it up to the speaker, and we like drive around them, and their windows were tinted, but they just never moved. They were just like nodding off, just
barred out,
just knocked out, driving. It's crazy.
Man, I told Brett, I was like, "Do you want me to go and check on them, like knock on the window?" And Brett's like, "Absolutely not.
Absolutely not."
I was like, "You call the police or something."
It's like call the people that get paid to handle that, because I mean, dude, it sucks nowadays.
But you never know if they just wake up in a panic and just.
Yeah, like, dude, you trying to rob me? And it's like, I mean,
No.
I'm all for the Second Amendment, but it's like, dude, it's like some people, like there's just so many dumb. It's like that rule. Oh yeah, you could take a piss break. It's like there's some people that they just they get a gun and they just think that they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like they don't like. I don't know about how you were raised, but it's like I can speak from like my granddad, my uncle, my dad. Like when I was like super young, we went out to the shooting range. I got trained on gun safety. You know, it's like, and it started with a BB gun, a pellet gun.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was like 5 or 6, maybe. I was maybe even 9 or 8, something like in that kind of age range.
Yeah.
And like I'm shooting targets, and my granddad's just giving me the business. Like, you suck. You can't. It's like you try opening both eyes. I don't know. He's just razzing me about it.
So you turned around and shot him.
Well, I was like, say that again. And he was like, if you. And he was just like, and I kind of was gesturing. I was going to point at him with my pellet gun because I was like a child and like I was still learning. And he just like smacked me, and he's like, we're done. I was like, what? I was just kidding. He's like, you don't joke. It's like, it's a pellet gun. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like that's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the number one rule is treat every gun like it's loaded.
Yeah.
And don't ever point it at anything you don't intend to destroy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, but some people I don't know. They just like they see action movies or they have like some other upbringing where they're just not familiar with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, there's been people I've known that they're just cleaning their gun. Like they just got a gun and they're cleaning it. And this one guy shot his dog in half with a fucking.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, he just cleaned it. Let me just. I'm like. And,
oh no, man.
And it was like insane. But I mean, I don't know. It's like it's hard, like because like the stupid people do something stupid. And then they try to make a rule for everybody else because of that lowest common denominator.
You're right.
And I mean, like, there's like a couple of friends of mine. They were playing like a little poker game, just like with some buddies. Like, you know, it's like and that's usually how poker games when you're playing at someone's house. You're just having fun with it.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh yeah, this is my buddy, like Billy. We'll just keep using Billy. Like, yeah, this is Billy. This is Gary from work or whatever. It's like you get like 5 or 6 people around the table and whatnot. And my friends, they were at that poker game and. This guy was just getting his ass handed to him. And so he pulls out a gun at a poker game at like someone's house. And it's like little from the way it was told to me, which you know how secondhand stories go.
Yeah.
It's like he said it was a smaller guy, just got his gun, and this big dude was like just absolutely cleaning him out. And he was like, "You fucking cheated!" And he pulls out his gun and and stuff.
Pointed it at him.
And everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then the second he's like, what are you guys going to just absolutely got KO'd.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Fuck around and find out,
Yeah, I was about
dude.
to say, you made that decision.
Or it's like, like what's really interesting, too, is like I feel like every gun owner needs – we're going to go on a gun rant, everybody. We're just going to talk about the greatest thing in the world that is the freedom and the right to bear arms. But it's like, dude, like – it's crazy. Like one of the things I want to get is the shoulder holsters, just so that way it's like, because I just think they look cool, but it's also like it's just right there if you need to defend. And there's defense, never attack unless the government comes looking for it. Fuck the ATF. It's like, Jared,
are you gonna leave that in?
But I mean, it's just like,
hey, whoa.
It's like they got more guns than you, Jared. It's like for now.
Well, to your point about like what happened at the poker thing is you don't really see like bar fights or anything anymore.
People just get shot.
Yeah, for no reason. It's like you don't see that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is like
what happened to us in that? Well,
it's okay.
Shit, sorry.
That's okay.
Happened at
a local
cut, and that happened to us in at a bar in Loganville one time.
Yeah.
Where they just like 2 rival little gangs and.
Well, it wasn't even gangs. Like I remember, like I was talking with the people afterwards, and it was just this guy was upstairs playing pool, and it was one of those classic situations like, you looking at my girl? And he's like, dude.
Are you serious?
And he's just like, dude, chill. I'm just out here having a couple of drinks. And then it just escalates and escalates. And then so the bartender tells him, hey, you got to go. Your problem. Get out now.
Talking to the guy with the girl or the guy that was supposedly looking at the girl?
The guy that was like supposedly like the guy that thought he was getting his girl was going to get swiped up from underneath his nose. And they start jabbering at each other. And so then they're at the top of the bar, and the guy's like leaving at the downstairs exit.
Is this the same bar we were just talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, then they all just kind of pour outside because it's like, oh, you're going to get the last. Like, I hate when people do that shit where it's just like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going to say the most obscene, messed up thing I can say to you as I'm leaving.
Yep.
So if you weren't antagonized, now you are. And so they go outside and they start jabbing and jarring in the parking lot, and the one guy like tries to leave on his bike, and then it turned out it wasn't even the two dudes. It was one of the guy's friends pulls a gun out of his car and shoots it into the ground as an
Oh, we're talking about the same story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought this was a separate event.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. But I mean, like that and we were loading in. That's the thing is, I just looked at everyone. It's like the sun is still up.
I had my back turned to the whole thing with my bass drum in my hand, and I was like,
It's like that was not a car
seriously,
backfiring,
bro. I was like, and I looked at Jaden, and I was like, was that what I thought it was? And Jaden's like, that was 100% a gunshot.
That was 100%.
But the band never gets shot unless you're Dimebag Daryl, and then, yeah, rip. Miss you,
man. Be good down
Miss
there.
Hell, baby.
Hell, baby.
Hell, baby.
But I mean, like that's the thing. It's just like I don't want to restrict anyone's right to bear a gun, but it's like
you just gotta be informed.
You gotta be informed. Like, I hate like some people are like, well, why don't we just make it to where like because like they use the argument about like when you get your driver's license, you got to get your driver's test, your learner's permit, and stuff. And then they're like, so why don't we do that with guns? And I'm like, well, the situation that I've heard that's like a hypothetical. So let's just put that out there. It's a hypothetical. But let's say there's an abusive domestic relationship, and let's say somebody, maybe the one that's the weaker of the two parties, an abusive relationship, and you need to like protect yourself. You don't want a 2-week waiting period for them to come after you. It's like it's a good thing that you can go buy something to defend yourself. But like I said, like the biggest idiots make the worst rules for the law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just
I mean, not to get too political, but the second you ban guns or you ban people from the criminals not going to give up the guns.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I've always said this, bro. Okay, heroin's illegal. How many heroin addicts are in the country, bro? Like, I mean, you're gonna get it some way. All you're doing, man, is you're taking pistols and guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. There will be citizens that are not law-abiding, and all you're doing is handicapping,
people that are the good ones. I mean, or like there's tons of cases that you can like you see. It's weird that you barely ever see them, but it's like news in general is always like, what's the hello. Good morning. Let me tell you why it's not and just they go through that plethora of just things that happened last night that and it's just like Jesus Christ, man. Like there's so many bad things that go on, but you never hear the stories. Like you might get like a 15-minute blurb. Local man saves convenience store clerk from getting robbed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because it's like, dude, it's so complicated because it's like. Then somebody's like, well, maybe he's robbing that store to feed his family. It's like, well, if he's willing to put that much effort into robbing a store, he'd be probably really good at sales. Like, he might be able to get, if he uses that motivation for other things, it could work out really well. But what? What, Seabass? I just see you shaking your head like this fucking guy.
I love your, oh, man, he's great at, taking things at gunpoint, so let's put him on sale. Let's have him call people.
It's like, hey, man, you're going to buy this. You're going to buy this, aren't you?
You're going to fucking buy this.
Steve Bass is over there like, guys, I've got 20 minutes of material.
I can't use any of this.
He's great at health insurance. He just sells the shit out of that.
It's like, hey, man, you should buy my health insurance plan because what if someone robs a convenience store?
Yeah, honestly. That's life insurance.
That's a good strategy. You're like you selling them like homeowners insurance in case someone breaks in.
Oh,
they decline, you break in.
Or like the guy that's selling home security system breaks into your house, puts a card on your table. It's like, hey, buy home security. Like, who the fuck put this on my kitchen table?
You're not protected, but you're covered.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like, I mean, like you said, like if the government makes guns illegal, like they did in Canada or Australia and stuff like that, it's just like, okay, so like, what's going to happen when we don't agree with you? What is it, Canada?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck Canada. We basically own them anyway. It's like, what are you going to do with your 2 tanks, bud? Like,
hey.
I just kidding. Canada used to be great. Dude, speaking of history, like, did you ever, what?
No, I don't know history.
Like, I remember when you were learning, I had a history teacher in high school that would, like, just go on these rants about all the great, amazing, like, things that Canada did in World War II. Like, he's like, you think D-Day was bad for America? Like, he went on this,
Wait a second. Wait.
He's just saying that no, we got like some of the more like bombarded beaches. Like the Canadians, they took some of the other beaches and stuff, and they had almost like I can't remember the stats and stuff, but it's like they had such a like they took that.
They were like on 37 Kill Street, bro.
Yeah, but, I mean, dude, they.
Second
Well,
below
I'm saying
heaven.
they had so many casualties.
UAV inbound.
Tactical nuke. but like he was saying that the Canadian
Switching
army,
sides.
that was Japan, not or Russia. But yeah, he went on this tangent about how like they would have probably what would be arguable to being the tougher beaches to storm. And so they're like, hey, you could talk all the shit you want about Canada, but they do have some really cool things. So it's like that's some great stuff.
I could 100% storm Panama City Beach if I really wanted to. Just give me a fucking jet ski.
Give me a jet ski and an AR. I'm ready.
You're just going to be met with all the like crazy locals down there that have their own.
Yeah.
Open the Yeti.
Did you ever see the like a hypothetical, like if we did like the zombie apocalypse, if it started, like it's like, well, shit, if it got through Florida, we're done for. It's like, dude, if the zombie apocalypse gets to Florida and it doesn't hold up, we're all done.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
to circle back to the D-Day thing, I'm ignorant to history completely. That never made sense to me.
What do you mean?
There was no better option than just pulling the boats up and just getting Swiss cheese immediately.
I mean, well, that's the thing. They set a lot of the Navy ships to like with the big guns to like blow up as much of the encampments and the bunkers and everything that they have. But I mean, they fortified that like all those beaches in France and stuff like that, and it was just like, I mean, it's like trying to take an armed, fortified position, and like they also had people parachuting in, so they were trying to attack it on both sides. But it's just like like Omaha Beach and like and stuff was like the one that you see in like Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
Like I mean, dude, and Saving Private Ryan got props from the veterans that were alive that survived.
For how accurate it was.
They're like, dude, I couldn't watch it. I was having flashbacks. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
And when you see, like, because apparently you were not supposed to shoot, like, the medics and stuff.
Oh, yeah, they were like.
They were trying to get people out. They were just mowing down medics and stuff, too.
No differentiation. It's like, you're on that side, you're done. I mean, it's horrible, but it's like. I mean, God, there's just so much about, like, war. I love history, man. It's
And
like.
they complained that the shotguns were inhumane.
Yeah, right? They're like using mustard gas.
They had the double pump.
Yeah.
Where we landed, boys. Beach in Normandy.
Where are we dropping?
Where we dropping?
Yeah, dude.
They
I
had to
just.
build up a kill streak first.
Oh,
Boogie
my
bomb.
We couldn't get an airdrop yet.
Yeah, the fact that they were like, "Hey, man, you guys can't use shotguns." It's like, excuse me?
I'm sorry. Are you not just gassing Jews in a chamber somewhere?
Yeah, it's like, are you just kind of genociding everything over there that's not German,
But I can't use a little
Little
spray. A little
yeah.
spray? Nah, bro.
dude? Oh my God, it's just insane. Like, there's just like so many things about like nowadays people just what you just.
I'm just laughing. I don't know.
At least the Vietnamese were creative. They had, like, pitfalls that had, like, vipers and stuff in the bottom of them.
Creative. That's a good way to put it.
Oh, brother.
But I mean, like, it's insane because you think about how like nowadays people like try to make the United States look like, and I mean, look, nobody is innocent. No, in any conflict, everyone's done horrible things for whatever reasons. But it's like, if you try to take it with context, it's like, hey, we decided to engage in this fight. You were doing something that was going to affect us. Country A versus country B. Like, you all are making decisions about what you're going to do, and it's like we're going to stand up against that to try to stop it. And then it's just like, after that, it's kind of like, well, it works. Like, I mean, viper pits, maybe, I guess. Why not?
Right on the ankle, boy.
God, dude, I can't get it. Like, there's so much stuff about like history. Like, I'm like, you're telling me this really happened, and then you get a little bit older, and then you start hearing all they didn't probably tell you this in history class in high school, and I'm just like, oh,
I think about stuff like that all the time. Just like, I wonder how many events have occurred that no one knows about because it's just like, ooh, we don't want that one getting out.
Yeah,
and it's something that happened maybe in the 40s or the 50s or something, World War II or something. It's like, ooh, yeah, we're gonna keep that.
Well, that's why
close to
so
the
many
chest.
people think the Nazis had UFOs.
Oh, really?
That's a huge thing.
and there's a moon base.
Yeah.
I saw
Okay,
it in
boys.
That was confirmed, by the way.
What?
They do actually have what would be considered a UFO.
Oh yeah.
Because during that time, they had all their engineers were working on test craft and they never actually saw warfare, so they never saw flight.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be considered a unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
And they had some crazy designs. They had ones that looked very similar to saucer-style pilots.
Have y'all gotten into the UFO stuff?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I know I made you watch it. I cannot think of.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
What is bro's name?
It started with a Z.
Bob Lazar.
Bob
Yes.
Lazar, yes.
Damn. Good shit.
Dude, that story is crazy.
Thanks, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's where. Yeah.
But man, you talk about wild.
Well, what's crazy is is that actually like a UFO, like from a foreign planet, or is that just like a couple years ago when they were trying to like cover up all the stuff going on with the COVID and like all this, and then hey guys, so we confirmed the Pentagon is talking about UFOs. Like the second the government, yeah, we're going to talk about this thing. And I'm like, liars, you're lying to me now.
Yeah.
It's like you're not the one supposed to tell me UFOs, or Sasquatch is supposed to tell me about like how UFOs are real. Like
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. There's so much stuff. Like, you ever hear the story about how like microwaves were made? Mm-hmm. Like, they used to be a government technology trying to make like some kind of death beam, and it failed. It's like they didn't die, but this chicken's perfectly cooked. Like,
Yeah.
and that's how microwaves became a thing. And it's like, but we didn't know about it for so long. I mean, like, there's even like there was a story about the U.S. government's embassy, what's the word? The people that ambassadors. There we go. Like the U.S. ambassadors in Cuba were having like these headaches and like getting like all these crazy cancers and just a whole list of things. There's like, why is this only happening in the U.S. embassy? And the story that I was kind of filtered through like at the interwebs is like there was people, foreign governments that were working there that were like pointing these special radiation guns at them. It's like there's just so much that goes on behind the surface. You want to talk about like, I mean, do you guys know how many people are getting bombed right now in Yemen, in Qatar?
Mm-mm.
A lot, but we don't ever hear about it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, ask
That's not
South
what they want
America.
us to hear, bro.
Ask South America how they feel about the U.S. government. It's like, I don't know. We don't ever get to have a government long enough to actually have history books written. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And when you think about how far just technology in general has come, like
Yeah.
20s, 30s, 40s, whenever it was, those supercomputers like the military would take up like a whole room.
Yeah.
That same amount of like power
Is in
can
your
fit-
pocket.
Yeah, or can like fit on like the head of a thumbtack or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's insane.
I mean, and it's like people were talking about that thumbtack thing when there was that theory. It's like, don't get the COVID jab. They're putting a tracker in your arm.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, maybe.
Well, they're tracking me anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
I
like,
will say I will say look, I'm not like the biggest conspiracy theorist in
I
the
don't
world.
believe them all, but they're fun to talk about.
For sure.
The one that weirded me out the most was if you put like a magnet on your arm after getting the jab, it would stick. And like I was like, that's weird.
Maybe you just got
That's
oily
just-
skin, dude. Like, it's just
No, because because my dad did it because he had to get jabbed. It stuck. I watched it. I mean, it's weird, man.
There's not enough iron in your blood to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And then if I remember correctly, he did it to his other arm, and it would not stick, but it stuck to this arm. It was just weird.
It's
very
weird, you know.
I don't know if we'll probably get demonetized for that talking about it, but
Well, we got to get monetized first.
oh, that's true. We're just doing for funsies.
Funsies.
Um,
So remember to smash that like button.
well,
Like, subscribe.
while we're just doing this for funsies, what do y'all think about the moon landing? Was it real? Was it fake?
This is my my first thought every single time is I hear people say, we wouldn't have the technology back then to fake the moon landing. I'm like, okay, but you had the technology to go to the moon
Yeah.
rather than just fake a video.
I've never understood that. Maybe this is my ignorance showing, but like, it's not hard to fake that whatsoever. Like, give me a video camera and like
Yeah.
$10,000, and dude, I don't.
And if you're NASA with $1 billion budget, like, I mean,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying like I'd
Is
like.
NASA tied to military?
It's
Because that makes a big difference for whether you can fake it or not. Military's technology is always like 40 to 50 years ahead of what's currently on the market.
yeah, what they
That's
let
true.
out to the populace.
So
Um,
back then, I'm assuming it would still be in a similar place. So what, 1950s really would have had the year 2000s technology
Jeez,
already
dude.
passing around in the military.
That's true. That's very true.
NASA is a U.S. government agency, says Google.
So
Oh,
then
yeah.
they have full
100%.
access.
Full access.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, and then you got stuff like isn't it weird how the Pentagon hasn't passed an audit in like almost a decade or longer? Like,
Yeah.
There's so many things. Stop listening to me, Google. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's just so many things. I hate to I still think the United States is the greatest country in the world. Like it used to be a place you could really get after stuff, and then slowly over time things have gotten degraded and just like slowly crumbled. Like things aren't how they used to be. Like when we were told, like everything that was told to me growing up has been proven false. Like you got to go to college. And I'm like, I finished college, and I'm just like, I've already bought houses, had jobs, and everything that you need. It's like, no, you need a network. You need to talk to people. You need to develop your social skills. And like get out there and actually, it's like I hate the term "pull yourself up by your bootstraps" because it's literally meant you're trying to do something impossible, and then it got kind of convoluted and stuff like that. It's just you gotta the game's rules are always changing, and you just gotta how does every freaking congressperson start with like $100,000 salary, and the next thing you know, like they're a Nancy Pelosi worth $100 million?
Insider trading.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something very, very tragic is going to have to happen for things to get any better.
It sucks.
Well, dude, I don't mean. Last time I was on the podcast, we talked about the housing market. I don't really necessarily want to get into it again, but it's just, as a young man, the most enticing thing in the world to me is the American dream. You get a job, you get married, you have some kids, you have a nice little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, right?
Yeah.
Privacy fence, and just enjoy your nice little life.
Got your little slice.
And I ain't got to be rich, man. I just, as long as my car's running, whatever.
I mean, yeah.
So, but like, dude, I was just looking at houses like, that was a couple months ago. And it's just, it's like, it's just unattainable these days. And it's just like, it's so depressing.
It is depressing.
It's just so depressing.
Because it's like, I'll be the first to admit, I've had a lot of very lucky breaks. Winning the birth lottery, born into a family that wasn't like destitute or broken or stuff like that. Like, you get to that point where you're just like, man, like you take into account all the blessings you have. And then I think about like, what if I was raised by like a single parent? Like, what if I didn't go to a great school? And like, it's just, there's so many pitfalls in life.
Oh yeah.
Like, some people like, I remember like the first time I ever smoked weed, I was 20-ish years old. Like,
what?
Yeah. Like
really?
I was just like, nah, man. Like my parents, I don't think they were like, they both like grew up in the 70s, 80s and stuff. Like, but they just were like, no, everybody that does those drugs doesn't seem to. There's very few that do well. Like, I mean, some people can can smoke weed like every day, get all their stuff done. Some people can drink alcohol like here and there. Like they have a 2-scotch lunch and then get back to work and actually crush it.
Yeah.
Some people just decide to have a 2-scotch lunch and then a 4-beer dinner and a 6-shot like night, and then it just everyone's different, and you got to take accountability for yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard because it's like people like I've heard that. Well, maybe if you quit buying those Starbucks and avocado toasts, maybe you could afford it. And I'm like, dude, you could get a black cup of coffee from Starbucks for like $3. Like, and that's a big one. I mean, QT and like all the gas stations, they charge about like $1.50 or something like that. And it's just
I saw a post not too long ago where it was like, you're spending $5 on coffee every day. Imagine putting that up for 10 years. That's X amount. That's also nowhere near a down payment on your house, so enjoy your coffee every morning. It's like,
it's just insane because I mean, you have to like sacrifice so much more nowadays. Like, it's like ramen noodles that you don't eat out. It's like you have to like give up all these fun things that are like, it's like, well, that's part of like the human experience is going to concerts, like going and
oh yeah,
like I want to buy another guitar. I want to do things that would make me happy. It's like, yes, you have to do that stuff because I believe it's important. It's just that you got to take accountability for what you can and can't do. Like, I mean, you got to make some choices. Like, some people like they'll buy that Corolla. Some people will buy a fully loaded Tacoma. Not to name
fuck you, Jared.
And then doesn't it absolutely enrage you where all of those facts, how hard like the average person has to work?
Yeah.
You'll be scrolling on TikTok. You'll see some skinny dude in a skin-tight Spider-Man suit talking about some hot dog and then getting paid like $6,000 a day.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the NPC streamers and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, my God, dude. I cannot scroll through TikTok without, like,
Getting angry.
getting one of the – so it'll get to the point where if y'all – it's not my favorite one because it pisses me off. But it's like, have you ever seen the one where it's always some dude, and he's clicking like a something, and it's like the number. There's a number on a screen. It's like 999,999,999, and then he would click a couple buttons and it'd go down by 5 and then go up by 3, and then like people are just on the stream wanting to see it go to 1 billion, but he's just clicking a button, and he's like talking and like I don't know what it means, but it never gets to 1 billion. So it's all it's doing is keeping people on the stream.
And he gets revenue
and
from
getting
the stream.
revenue. Yeah.
I've been having one popping up recently where it's just this dude, no context, obviously in a foreign country. You don't know what he's saying. He's sitting in what is presumably a house, and it's filled up with water. And he's sitting like in a hoodie and shorts with like his no like shoes or socks, just sitting in a pool of water, acting like he's like freezing. And he's just on stream, and like just no context, nothing. There's hearts popping up. He's probably making $100,000 a month, and he's just sitting there like,
oh my God.
and you're like, what is happening?
Well, and you think about that, and then you take a zoom out moment, and it's like, all right, where is he getting that?
Yeah, do you not believe me? I swear I'll pull it up right now.
I blame all the people that did a sleep stream.
Oh,
what
yeah.
started this.
Yeah.
What
Sleep
started this
stream.
was the people that,
Or
turned their stream on, went to sleep, and everyone was like, that's the best thing.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
we can.
Or the interrupt me while I work. Bruh.
Wonky's launch. No, it's so funny because like if you take a look at like me and Brett's like For You pages and stuff, perfect example. Okay, like talking about just weird streams and posts that pop up and this and that. That's curated to you, by the way.
The first one. It was the first one that popped up.
They're listening.
Literally the first. Where's the camera?
What?
The lights
The
go.
light-
light!
Ah, it's down.
Well,
It's cool.
Was it my chair?
yeah. Oh, on the wall.
It's okay, buddy.
It's okay.
It's okay. I didn't break you. Good. It's
You're
still
fine.
on.
Maybe turn it a little bit. There you go.
Yeah.
What's the name of that channel?
Amin, A-M-E-E, hang on. Yeah, A-M-E-E-N-J-A-F-E-R. Amin Jafar.
Amin Jafar. He's got a YouTube channel. I
Oh
think.
my God.
Is it on there?
Could you please?
You're lying to me.
What?
As of 2023, estimated net worth is approximately $20 million.
Let me look at this.
Just, verify for yourself.
As of John Jafar, he's estimating that this remarkable work primarily stems from a successful YouTube career, brand collaborations, and merchandise sales, and live appearances.
How do you sell merch being a shivering dude?
I
Yeah.
mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Can I see that?
Yeah, go for
No,
it.
no.
Oh.
And he's just shivering in.
This time he has a buddy, though. That's the first time I've seen a
Oh,
buddy.
what the hell? This is the weirdest thing I think I've ever
This
seen
is
in
why
my
I
life.
think you want to talk about conspiracy theories. This is why I think we're in a simulation. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
Well, it's also but the shit sells, boy, because it's like, well, also just if you're, I don't know, just the sense of humor in just today, it's so just far out that it's like, oh, it gets me, buddy. Like that shit, some of that shit's hilarious, right? Perfect example. Okay, so I tell this story all the time because it's hilarious. So it's not my For You page, but my Instagram page is just like between Jaden,
Jaden.
Cameron sending me shit, and just fun you because your humor is like just like mine. So I've got this friend, and her Instagram page is like her sponsored stuff that pops up or just like the curated posts or just like cutesy little like workout clothes and meal prep ideas and just very DIY, not necessarily just Pinterest kind of stuff, just cutesy little boards and stuff like that. And then so she showed me something and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like we're both on Instagram. She showed me something cool, like some kind of meal prep or whatever. And I turn around and look at my phone and I scroll down and it's just a piece of bread getting in the shower with water running over it, with like Alice in Chains playing, and I was like, see, this is the duality of man right here.
Dude, I've thought about like.
And it made me laugh. That's the fucking problem, because I was like, this is gold.
I mean, dude, I think one of the scariest things to do on a first date is like, all right, I kind of like you. You know, it's like then you like get the second date confirmed, and then it's like, let me see your For You page. What do you like? What do you scroll? I could not like between what Jaden sends me, I get the most it's like just like why do you think this is funny? It's like yeah, like the brick fell on the or like the follow for more man news. Like you ever see that guy?
Oh yeah.
He's just like there's a dude holding a sheet of ice, and he's just like do it, and then he smashes it, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like that kind of shit, or just like the other one that I saw that was really funny is a guy. It's like the caption says, "Tell me what's wrong with this video," and it's just a dude holding an electric drill, and he's just walking around holding an electric drill, and the whole video is just him. And I'm just like, do the thing, like you gotta give that little double pump. Like it's like and like I showed it to my friend's wife and her sister, and they're like, "What's wrong with the video?" I was like.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
You don't get it.
You don't have the man brain that I have. It's just like, and then
You don't get it.
you don't get it.
You don't get it.
I mean, like, there's just stuff like that. But I like, just the degrading of my humor has just been like, oh my god, like, or just there's so much wrong with the world, and I don't know how we fix it. Like,
I don't know. I think that's funny.
If
though.
we're talking about Jaden's like Instagrams, he's sending, it'll be like some Indonesian guy getting mauled by a tiger or something.
Dude, we talked about this on the first time we did this, but it never saw the light of day, so I'll talk about it again.
Fair enough.
The worst one he ever sent me.
no, I
Well,
remember.
Instagram reels are like, you never know what you're going to
starts
see.
out as something cutesy, and then
Yeah, and then someone dies, right? He sent me one. Oh, it's still burned into my brain, and we've talked about it. You know exactly what video I'm about to talk about, but it was a clip of this dude on a go-kart. Yeah, because he saw it too. Have you seen this go-kart video?
I want to say we put it up on the screen and like reacted to it or something.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
remember. He was on this go-kart, and he's got like a GoPro on in his hand. All you can see is his hands, and he's like go-karting. And this go-kart comes over into his lane and gets kicked up over. Like, I guess something happens, and he gets kicked up, and the go-kart like lands on the steering wheel. And the dude yanks his hand back, and then he looks at his hand, and his ring finger's missing. And you can just see like where it got ripped off. He sent that about a year ago, maybe like 8 months ago.
Still shakes me.
It's vivid in my brain.
I mean,
like I
dude.
can tell you what color that go kart was. Like yeah.
Or
yeah.
like, what's funny is there was another one that I saw, and it's a guy riding a motorcycle, like a dirt bike, and he's just riding along, and I'm like waiting for him to do some like cool like jump or like some kind of like trick or something. He's just riding along, and all of a sudden he hits a bump, and he's like, ah! And he looks down, and there's a freaking branch going through his foot.
I've seen that too.
And
I've
I'm
seen
just
it
like,
too.
"Ah." Like it's dude for me as a guitar player, anything that it's like I've seen like people get saw one where someone gets his hand crushed in like you remember the Live Leaks,
Oh yeah.
like one of those old videos.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like the dude's arm gets stuck in a metal like
Hydraulic press or
yeah,
something.
and it's just like
that.
well that's gone.
Brett's favorite pastime is watching cartel beheadings.
Oh my. Would you like to?
Favorite pastime is
That's a
crazy.
strong way to put that. I mean, dude, it's just like
No, that is I'm not even gonna get into it. That is the worst video I've ever seen. It made me physically ill.
He wanted to show me, and I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Well, dude, have y'all like noticed this? Like, do y'all remember like when would you say you got your first smartphone? Like something that you could just with Wi-Fi unabashed internet in
2017.
2017. What about you?
Old dad. 14, 15, probably.
Yeah, dude, I got my first like smartphone. Gonna date myself here. It was the Samsung Galaxy 3.
And that motherfucker was riddled with porn.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
But what was crazy about it is I remember you used to be able to scroll and just look at stuff until you like, and I'd fall asleep, like, and then wake up. I was like, oh my god, like I fell asleep with my phone in my hand, just like scrolling to go to bed. Nowadays, you can't scroll till you fall asleep anymore. And then some people are like, it's the blue light. It's this. I was like, no, it's scrolling, seeing some really cool guitar videos, scrolling into the next video, seeing something, and then that guy's dead. And like, it's just.
Yeah.
I think it does something like to your like you're like watching it and it affects you emotionally. and then you're like, I was about to like kind of lull myself to sleep watching funny videos of like dogs doing funny things, and then I just see a cartel beheading, and it's just like,
Oh, whoa. But you know what though? You know what those before those videos always start. You know what's about to happen. It doesn't take you by surprise. Not on the beheading videos. At least.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why is that guy tied up with his hands and?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, okay.
What, like the ones that Jaden will send us?
Oh, dude.
There's like there's just a guy like walking, and the next thing you know, like a sheet of glass falls from a skyscraper and cuts him in half.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
You find this entertaining, Jaden?
Jaden, what is wrong with
Has
you?
anyone asked? Did he like love Happy Tree Friends?
Oh no,
We all
I
did.
forgot about that.
But that I don't know. It's
That's
mean,
where
that-
it started. I guarantee.
That's
Yeah.
where these videos have to come from.
Yeah.
It has to come from just resonating with Happy Tree Friends
But those
in a
were
special way.
cartoons, and these are actual people. And then you know what's funny? You think about it. Is it just like AI, like Unreal Engine? Like you heard about that stuff?
Have you seen the one, the game they just came out with that's body cam footage?
Oh yeah.
When you're like a cop and it's from the perspective of your vest. That is insane. It looks like actual
Break
body
it a little
cam
closer to
footage.
the mic.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay.
It looks like actual body cam footage. It's crazy.
Well, and then have you guys heard of the Sandbox, the VR like thing?
Metaverse?
Metaverse, kind of like it's like in that kind of thing, where it's like you put the goggles on, you got like an active like vest, so you can feel like, oh, I got shot. It's like this and stuff, but like you can run around in this room, and I've even seen one where it has like the sensors and stuff you put on these socks, and it like tracks your foot, so like and you're in a harness, so if you're running, it's like you're running. So you can actually be, because that used to bug me all the time with people in the games like Call of Duty and stuff. All right, follow me, and they just take off. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't run any faster. Like you can actually run faster than your friends in that one. But I mean, you could just play these games, and you're just like mowing people down, and it's like people say, oh, video games make you violent. It's like I was sitting there in front of a TV with a controller, going, oh God, I can't beat this level. Now it's like I have to run up to that person and kill them. And it's like, like.
I'd be so down to play that though.
That would be a lot of fun.
Like
Yeah.
straight up, get all the boys and like I'm sure they've got one in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Give me for I sinned.
Speaking of games, y'all see that Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer? this
Dude,
week?
how they
Oh,
just ripped off
man.
Florida.
Oh yeah, bro. That's
Florida
literally-
Man Simulator.
It is. I mean, that's literally what it is. Oh man.
It's insane. And I mean, like, dude, Grand Theft Auto, like, I mean, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but there's some days you just get real bored and you're just like driving and then you just meow and just run over a bunch of people until like you get a 5-star and then you just like try to fight the cops. No? You never like,
Yeah, no, I think everybody has.
Did you hear how much money they put in to make that game?
how much?
It's the most ever, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's going to be the most expensive media project ever.
Yeah.
And right now the estimated budget's at $2 billion with a B dollars.
That's probably why they're going to
$2
charge
billion.
$100 for the game.
Yeah, and then
I saw as much as 150.
And you know what? I'll pay every penny.
Everyone will pay it.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they know they can get away with it.
but does it have
But-
in-game purchases?
Of course it does.
Oh,
It will. They always do.
yeah,
That's where they made all their sales in GTA 5.
that's why
But
it took them so long to put this one out, is because they were making money hand over
That's-
fist off those damn shark cards.
But that's where I don't understand why they need to make a new format for this, because they made $8 billion off of GTA 5.
That's actually lower than I would think.
But they only put in $200 million into it.
That's true.
They
Fair
put
enough.
$200 million and got
Yeah.
$8 billion out of it.
Dude, I remember when I was playing GTA 5 one time, and like you know how you get bored and you'll just do like the little random side missions they'll have.
Yeah.
It's like I stole a taxi cab, and then it's like you have that option just to steal it or start working the taxi cab. And so I was like, all right, cool, I'll just do one of these. I never did it before, and I pick up a guy. He's like, hey man, I'll give you a nice tip if you can get me to the airport. And of course, I'm driving like a crazy bat out of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy says, hey, hot tip for you. If you buy this stock, I guarantee it'll pay off for you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you can buy stocks in this game. And I bought it and then immediately had way more money than I needed. I started buying boats, planes, jets, and stuff. And
Damn. I've never got into the stock market aspect of that game.
try the real one. That's much more better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't get any hot tips unless you're in Congress, but
Ooh.
just saying.
Good job.
Thank
That's
you.
nice.
Good time.
Nice.
Nice.
Circle back there. No, that's yeah.
I
I've been
mean-
playing a little MW3 lately.
Well, dude,
That
there's
shit's been fun.
well, it's like the predecessor to that. I feel like was The Sims. Did y'all ever play any of that? Like I didn't read either, but it felt like a lot of people that because I was never really into games and stuff. I was just playing guitar and like football and like other like stuff, just being a meathead. And then like people would talk about like The Sims. I'm like, wait, you're literally playing a game where you live out your life, but it's like, why don't you just do that in real life? Like,
Yeah, I've got some
IRL,
friends that
man.
are like super big into The Sims.
I mean, dude, Minecraft. Like, I get Minecraft's really therapeutic. You can do a lot of cool things in there.
Don't want to get me started on Minecraft.
Let's
boy.
go. Why? You into it? How much?
Yeah, bro.
How much though? I'm like trying to get a gauge of like.
What do you mean? Like how many hours of my life I've put into
Yeah.
Minecraft? Shit, over the past decade, dude, I don't know. I mean,
We're not judging.
That's
I don't
one of
even,
those games that you can start playing and get lost, and you're just already at 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. You've just used a whole day on this game.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
Easily.
dude. Okay, so
And the music is so peaceful. Like
Yeah.
you're at such ease and
Yeah.
peace while you're playing it.
dude, and then there's some grindy aspects of the game where you're like, okay, well, I gotta get, I'm about to build this giant structure. I need like 35 stacks of just stone, right? So like it's grindy in that point, but dude, just throw in like a podcast and just go mining, bro, and like, oh man, it's so like. But I'll tell you what's like, what I love about Minecraft so much was it takes me back to a time. And this is not long ago. Like, I mean, I grew up with Minecraft. I think everybody did. Well,
I know what you mean.
you know what I mean. So, COVID was going on. I had just went through a bad breakup, and I got laid off from my job.
Ooh.
It was a 3-hitter,
Yeah,
right?
that's a triple whammy.
So me and my buddy started like a Minecraft like realm
Yeah, the
or whatever.
server or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude! In like 3 weeks, I bet honestly, I put in 3 weeks probably put
40.
72 hours in it probably. I mean, that's all I would do because I didn't have anything else going on.
Dude.
I was waiting on callbacks from jobs, and like I went
Yeah.
into a couple interviews and stuff. And it's like, I don't know what else I can do. So
I mean-
dude, and it was. Have you ever played Minecraft?
No.
What?
I literally like.
Me and Zay used to play back in the day. Yeah, we did. Or Sebastian.
Seabass.
Sorry.
It don't matter.
Okay. But no, it was me, Josh, and then a bunch of people we went to high school with, or a handful of people we went to high school with. This is back on the Xbox 360,
Oh,
where
hell
like
yeah.
the map or like the worlds were super small.
Mm.
So like we would just build like communities and stuff. Dude, it was so. I still to this day remember Devon's Observatory. Oh man. Oh, it was so much. Oh gosh, those were the days, bro.
Well,
Those were the
I wish
days.
you could have played some of the modded with us.
I can now. I got a gaming laptop now. So
I haven't done it forever, but I used to make giant factories
Really?
in those modded.
That's what always blew me away is that I would see video clips of it, which now it's like the only time I really see Minecraft nowadays is just. So, am I the asshole? And it's just like a Minecraft video going on in the background.
Yeah, either that or Subway Surfers.
But I mean, dude, it's like I would see these guys that just like they'll make these incredible, like literal just worlds, and like the mods and stuff. I think are hilarious. Like just like you can make raindrops with like your friend's face or whatever in there, and just. But like, I'm 29. How old are you, Ethan? Now you're 24.
24. Yep.
Brett, you're 24.
23.
23. So it's like not the biggest age gap in the world, but like what I missed like from the gaming world because I played Halo, I played Call of Duty. One of my favorites was the Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube.
Ooh.
That was one I got lost in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like so, I mean, it's like I'm not. Go ahead, Zay.
Never. I was just gonna say that you're mainly a solo player to put reference. You didn't play PvP that much.
Yeah,
So
no,
even when you're saying Halo and Call of Duty, you didn't play those as much as the solo style.
Well, yeah, I
games.
did it for the campaigns because I get wrecked on the online. I
Fair
just
enough.
Get
Fair
wrecked.
enough.
And then, oh my god, I do miss the shit talking that would happen. And then those, like, I hear nowadays, like, from a friend of ours that he's gotten like permabanned so many times because he'll just like talk like we did when we were growing up, and it's like, dude,
You can't say that.
you can't even
stuff
say X, Y, Z.
anymore.
It's like
you can't say that stuff anymore.
And I mean, I don't know, man. It just
You can't call them bundle of sticks.
you can't call them a bundle of
can't do
sticks.
that. That's a big one.
Big one. Which I mean, fair enough, but it's also like, dude, like it's someone across the
Lighten up, bro. Let me offend you.
like, dude. Maybe you need to be. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, man. What games did you play growing up, Brett? Pokemon, I know.
Pokemon, Zelda,
Oh yeah, dude, the Zelda fandom.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Zelda is that is a cult to me. That people are just in that.
And then talk about modded Minecraft. Eventually, they made the combination Pixelmon, which was Pokemon in Minecraft.
Yep.
That had a stranglehold on Josh Smith.
Oh, it's great.
Dude, I just remember like in high school we had a couple players on the football team that had to run until they threw up because the coaches found out, these guys are missing from practice the day this game came out. And then I think it was some people who were narcs were like, oh yeah, he was on, like it shows like his game plays at like 9 hours. I was like, oh, weird. Damn narcs.
Ooh, I would have fought somebody.
Oh, dude, there was plenty.
You telling my coach that I'm playing Pokemon Pearl right now, dog, or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think games are awesome.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with games, and I think like especially the community aspect of it now has grown so much that it's in, like Seabass was saying. I played a lot of just through the campaigns or just solo stuff just to kind of like pass some time, but I loved getting on zombies, and then maybe also the reason it didn't take off for me was because I was so bad everyone's tired of carrying me. So it was just like.
Well, then the other side of that, you grow up, you get a job, you do this and that, and it's like you don't have time to sit there and just play for hours and hours and hours like you used to.
Yeah.
No, that's what we were playing Fortnite the other day. Well, first of all, I want to preface this by saying I've never been a big gamer like ever.
You say you're just like a moderate, like
like I played Minecraft with the boys, and then like I would like play some Call of Duty games, but like a single player. I can never sit in one spot and play a single player game unless it's Zelda. Now, and not even the old ones. It's like just Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Those are the only two Zelda games I could sit down and play.
Is there any games? Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just saying. Shit, I forgot what I was.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
derail.
that wasn't you. I was talking about. What were you talking about beforehand? About
like how I just sucked at games and no one wanted to play with me.
Oh, yes. I am terrible at games. I am terrible. Like, we've been playing Fortnite. Always bottom of the leaderboard. Or not leaderboard, but always the least amount. I'm always the one that they're having to res. Drew will,
say I have a ray gun.
Yeah, Drew will get on to me because I'm always, like, whenever I get into a gunfight, like, I'm always running away. Drew's like, that's why you die every time is because you don't fight back. I'm just going to get smacked either way.
Well, to your credit, you would clutch up MW2 sometimes.
Okay, there was a handful of times where I might have clutched once or twice, yeah. Dude, ranked MW2 back in the day, like what, last year, the year before? Not back in the day, bro. That shit was fun. Did you ever play MW2, like the new MW2?
Nope, I only played the classic.
Okay. MW2, a lot of people hated that game. MW3 just came out.
Because they couldn't snipe.
Fair.
Honestly.
In MW2, you had to snipe or use a noob tube.
Yeah.
That was basically what you did.
Noob tube is something I haven't heard in a long time, bro.
Well, dude, what's your opinion on the those guys that will like draw the crosshairs on their screen? Do you think that's cheating? You seen that?
No.
No?
It's not cheating. It's what he's talking about is that some people in games, you know the concept that you're supposed to typically try and aim on the chest and above, closer to their heads. That way you don't move your reticle as much. They will actually tape like a reticle
crosshair
on their screen or on their TV or monitor, whatever, to try and make sure they keep their reticle in closer to the right spot. It's to train your aim to better, to where you make micro adjustments instead of huge macros.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's cheating.
It became so popular that now gaming monitors, when you buy them, have a setting to the exact pixel of where the center of the screen is. Put an always on reticle on your screen. So back in the day, if you were playing CS:GO or something, whatever, quit scoping with the AUG or whatever, you had that crosshair. So I think that's why people were complaining that it was maybe cheating, because you had that advantage of it being there. But I mean, if you're just practicing with it, it does the same thing. But
well, I mean, it's like I don't know, dude. Well, here's a question about gaming, since we're on that topic. Is there a game that comes up to you in your guys' mind that if someone says, "Oh, I play such and such game," you're like, "Ooh, you're probably not one of my people."
Apex Legends.
Ooh.
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not Apex.
League of Legends, are you thinking?
No, because all my friends played that growing up. I never played it, but
Yeah.
like I know you played it, and Josh, other Josh played it, and James and all them, and they're normal people. But
To our audience, they are normal, good people.
But wait, I don't know. I've got a buddy. We'll name him Billy.
Good old Billy's back.
I won't out him like this. It's not the same Billy.
Yeah,
as
this
the
is
story
Billy is
earlier.
just our placeholder.
We all know this Billy very well.
God.
That motherfucker put $2,800 into Clash of Clans.
Clash of
It was amazing.
Oh my god! And we were.
You're like,
Please tell me he got
How
his-
are you so good? How are you so good?
Yeah. How did you pass me so quick?
It's
dude?
an addiction.
Oh my god! Oh, he had this whole elaborate story about because he got caught. Like it wasn't his money, And so his guardian found out and ripped him a new one. And so he came into school like he was in trouble.
Yeah.
And he had this whole elaborate thing talking about how like he was on the internet and a little thing popped up saying that I won $2,800, and so I put in my credit card information and it showed up and then it disappeared and I spent the 28 that was already in my account, this, that, and the other, and then like I believed him for like years until
Yeah.
I like just sat down and really thought about it one day.
Wait a second.
I was like, this makes zero sense.
It's like
Billy.
you-
And Billy was like, yeah, bro, I know.
He just straight up owned up to it to me. When I asked him about it, he was just like, yeah, man. So over this weekend, I shut myself in, played Clash of Clans, and somehow spent $2,800. And
I mean,
dang.
well, that was the thing. Is like I would play Clash of Clans a little bit, and then I would just like, all right, I gotta wait for all this stuff to like build up or whatever, and then I'd get the notification somebody's rating or whatever, and I'm just whatever. But like I just refused. I'm like, I'm not paying for this. It's a game.
Oh yeah.
But I get it, man. But
He told me he had no idea until he got in trouble, basically, how much it was. He said he just kept hitting packs, just buying $100 packs or something. And over 3 days, he said he lost track of how many times he did it.
20. That is a secondhand Subaru.
yeah, dude. I mean, like, I remember like it used to be with like a lot of the games you'd have to like level up to get like the skins and stuff like that. And then now like I hated like hearing like a couple years back when they started like, oh, you can just buy this, and it's just like, go ahead and buy it. Like don't put the work in, just buy it. Yeah. Like I would be like the only thing that comes to mind like how that used to be was when we started like when I was like a teenager, we got cell phones, but you had the call and text was free on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of ours, like he had this girl that he was like dating, in middle school, whatever the fuck dating in middle school is. It's just like getting your moms to drop you off at the mall. Yeah, that was in the back of the mall. You're just gonna keep going, dude. That's the longest I think I've ever heard you go. But
good, there you go.
But I mean,
congratulations,
dude. In dog years, that's like 45 minutes. But like, fuck, I lost my point now.
Yeah.
Oh, like
dating in middle school.
Yeah, this guy, he was he didn't know that his parents switched over his plan, so now it was just like that wasn't a thing anymore. Where they like downgraded because they're like, oh, we're not even texting that much and stuff. He spent $900 in texting this girl over the weekend.
Oh no!
And it was
but
like,
was he made aware that they changed that? Oh well, that's on his parents. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But
he had no clue that he had to pay for texting now.
Well, I mean, he was still under the impression that it was free after like 9 p.m. on like Friday. Like, so he was like, "Hey, babe, like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other," and then that bill came and he got an ass whooping.
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, how do you even text that much?
It is crazy to think about now that like the way that phone bills used to work, where you had to pay like per text message
per minute.
Or per minute.
It's like, hey man, I gotta go. You're running up. I'm about to run out of minutes.
I can't wrap my head around that anymore.
And you know what was even crazier? I used to work at Sprint. Like that was one of my first like real sales jobs, and I was like, wait, they're charging you per. the gigs are just coming out of the it's like charging for air.
It's
like,
it's imaginary.
Like,
yeah.
To be fair, you got to build the towers, the system and stuff to put out the internet, the servers, all that. So there are expenses to it, but it's just like, why you're just capping people's like data because you can charge them more for it.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, that's all it is. But I mean, oh my God, going from that to like actually that first cell phone that had like in high school, I think it was like 9th or 10th grade. I got the first cell phone that had unlimited talk and text. And then with Wi-Fi, you could hook up on Wi-Fi everywhere. Brother, I was out there. I was just like I was doing everything from my phone. And then I mean, part of me, conspiracy brain, put on the tinfoil hat. Just they were engineering us to like be addicted to it. Like I mean, dude, like do you guys have any friends that are going into education or like currently like teachers or anything like that?
I don't know anyone.
Yeah, kind of very specific question to ask. But like I've got a couple friends that are like 24, 25, and they're getting into their like teaching careers in public schools. For instance, were you allowed to have your phones out in class?
Mm-mm.
No, God, no.
Never, right?
Yeah.
And now kids are going to school and they're getting like Chromebooks and like stuff checked out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen so many fights. Like kids are fighting their teachers because they're trying to use their phone during a test. And he's like, "You can't take my phone." And they just start swinging on their teachers. And kids are just so addicted to their phones nowadays because it's like one of them was saying that they had a report that came out about like they tested kids' anxieties.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a group of kids that just, hey, they're just going to take this like general knowledge test. We're just like trying to just do some teaching or the test to see if we can get better at teaching certain subjects. Unbeknownst to the kid, there's group A that they were allowed to have their phones in their pockets, and they're all hooked up to heart monitors and like whatever to kind of track their stress levels. The kids in group A had their phones allowed to have their phones in their pockets. The kids in group B had to turn in their phones before they walked into the classroom. The kids in group B just like they were so much stressed out. Like they were so anxious from whatever the readings they got because they were just like, "Whoa, what if I get a text message from my friend?" And like the FOMO, missing out on shit.
Yeah.
It's like when's the last time you guys can think of where you intentionally left your phone behind and went out and did stuff?
Never.
Well, there's been a ton of times for me if we were in the mountains or something where there was no service.
Yeah, you just couldn't.
And dude, it was actually the best.
So peaceful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but it's scary because you think about like, what if something happens? What if you got to call for help? And then I think about this story my dad told me when he was on a bachelor's trip. I think it was some beach in like the Carolinas. It was either Charlotte or
Omaha.
He's not that old.
Whoa.
But good tie back. Good tie back. But like he was telling a story about how he's on a bachelor trip and this the groom he got drunk, got arrested, just got scooped up by the police and taken to jail, and they had no idea. Like it was like straight out of the Hangover. Yeah, it was like straight out of Hangover. We're like, oh yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, they had to call his like fiance and say, we have no idea where he's at. We don't know. And then thank God, like he was able to get a phone call eventually. But he would call. He got like one phone call, called like his fiance who was on her bachelorette. So they're like gone for. He was like missing for like days. Just no.
Holy crap.
Or like I mean, dude, like when I lost that phone and then I had to come back from Florida. And I just had to like.
Oh, I remember that night, dude.
I was like, I know the way home. I've driven down to Florida and back plenty of times, and I missed one fucking exit, and I was like, I'm fucked.
You're in Birmingham.
I was in
Omaha.
Omaha. Like it's like, dude, I felt so useless. I was like, I can't, like, I'm failing the band right now. I can't, everyone thought I was dead. Like, I was just like, no,
seriously, I did not know because, well, what scared me was Oz called me and asking if I had heard from you. And I was like, no, I have not heard from Jared. And we're at Nucci Space, like.
Where the fuck is he?
And then so I'm like, wait, maybe, I don't remember. No, because Oz is the one that told me that you had lost your phone. So maybe no, that's not true. Oz wasn't asking me where you were at. but like I had no clue what happened, where you were.
Yeah.
Phones are so. I mean, I am addicted to my phone, like 100%.
But you know how I eventually found my way back? The
lights.
I used the Northern Lights.
The Northern Star.
Aurora Borealis. But
and you ended up at
Toppers. I'm just
I was supposed to say Omaha.
It was too soon. I've been scouting for an opportunity. I was like, too close. Yeah, let it cook a little bit.
Dude, I just started like reading the like every highway is if it's north and south, it's an odd number like 85 north, 85 south.
Yeah.
316 is east and west.
Yeah.
If it's even number, it's east and west. If it's a odd number, it's north and south. So I literally just started driving and then just making like a spiral pattern until I found exactly where I was like, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. And then I found like the place I was looking for, so like the waypoint. And I was like, all right, I can get back to Georgia now.
God, that's crazy.
So much gas.
Like, so you already had a phone by the point you were, like, all right, let me ask, you had a GPS when you started driving?
No.
You did not?
No.
See, I have no concept of what that was even like.
Like, well, it's like you could use your GPS, but you'd use the 1 gig of data you'd have in like 20 minutes. So
but would you ever go like long distances?
No, we actually, me and my sisters and my family were all invested in a Garmin, like an actual like GPS.
But moral of the story, like when you were younger, you had some form of GPS.
Barely, yeah. It was the Garmin but like I was just like 15 or 16, and like we were just starting to. My parents weren't going to let me go to like Florida or anything like that.
Did you ever see your parents print out the like 5 to 6
MapQuest.
pages of MapQuest
Dude.
with the directions all laid out and whatever?
And honestly, like my dad taught me that trick with you could like set your not the odometer, but like you could reset like the thing to
count the miles.
To count the miles for you. I was like, that's pretty nifty. I mean, it's like you could make a whole YouTube page on teaching kids today. I'm like, hey, if you ever lost without your phone, here's what you can do. And I swear to God, like the Gen Zs, alphas, or whatever, the kids that are coming up nowadays, they probably like dig that.
Yeah.
Like just like, oh, so I can. I mean, there's a whole
with enough intelligence, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
But I definitely suffer a little bit from I've always had a GPS, so if I didn't know how to get somewhere, just pull it up.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't like after that losing my phone and getting lost in Alabama trying to get back to Georgia and everything. I was like, I'm buying a freaking like map of like the Southeast. Or, like I'm buying like a region map.
Is it still in your car now?
Maybe. Just in case.
Just in case.
Because I mean, you think about it, like losing your phone. It's like working at the Sprint store selling phones. I got a very intimate like look into how personal phones are. Like, oh, my grandmother like that passed away. Like I had more times than I can count on hands. Like people coming in asking if I can help them with their iPhone update, like getting all the stuff back on it. Because like, will it bring back my voicemails? I was like, maybe. Like,
oh God.
Like it's a new number, so probably not. Like, but I lost my phone and like just without the iCloud backups and like the Google backups and stuff. Like people would just like I had this woman like crying, thanking me because I was like I did nothing. I just helped her reset her password and get her stuff back on there, and her voicemail came back of her like mother had passed. That like,
dang, dude.
I mean, but you think about like now everything's all backed up, but it's just like you lose. Like let's say you're walking and you just happen to slip and you fall and your phone just absolutely gets crushed. Like something, like just absolute calamity happens and like your phone's destroyed. What do you do? Like, what are you gonna do? Like. And then, like, you ask someone, hey, can I use your phone? They're like, not really. No. It's like, for what? Like, I just need to make a call. And it's insane. Like,
but then you think about, like, you know, if we ever got invaded or some crazy happens like that, just how fast everything would
go to shit.
Yeah. Like, no running water, no electricity, no, like, cell phone, no internet. Dude, it's Stone Age in 6 months, tops.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's just... like I said, I don't know if it was intentional or just a side effect of the world. But yeah, you lose your phone. You're like a toddler out there just trying to figure out everything for the first time. So I mean, welcome back.
That was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, I've been holding that for a while.
Good stream.
Yeah, I had 2 beers.
Frying chicken in there, dude.
Let me hear that how that P sounds.
Take the mic in with you next time. We're not that kind of podcast.
I'll do it. No, Drew, bro, when we're on Discord,
Yeah.
every time he takes that mic in.
Oh, he's got the wireless headset?
Yeah. You frying chicken in there? Nah, I'm just kidding. You piss loud, boy. I like that.
It's a healthy urethra you got there. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just phones are crazy, but I mean,
Phones are crazy.
well, and like trying to go back into the music side of it. One
Piss
thing,
loud, Jared?
I think I piss as hard as anybody else. Well,
You ever try to out-piss the person next to you at the urinal?
100%.
Nah, bro. That's how you.
Establish dominance.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
guess.
What were you about to say?
I don't know. I feel like that. Like you can mess yourself up by doing that.
I mean, well, I don't
Are
think
you speaking from experience?
No. I just imagine.
I don't know,
like,
man. I just feel like something could go really wrong when you
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, don't do that. Don't. I'll never do it again.
well,
I don't think you go to the urinal next to him unless there's just none available.
that's the
Big facts.
rule.
Yeah, like if I'm in a bathroom and there's 2 urinals and there's stalls and someone's at the one urinal, I'll go to the stall.
Yep.
Yeah, that's common sense.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
yeah. That's manners.
I don't know. I agree. If there's 3 urinals and like the 2 like farthest away are taken, and then it's like I don't know. But if there's one stall, I feel like I just don't want to be that dude that has to run in there and take a shit, and some dude's like taking a piss in the urine or the stall. I have to go. Like I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm also my
Okay,
biggest
you
fear
gotta
is
do it,
using the
bro.
crippled stool, like, and then having someone wheel in while I'm taking a dump.
With that
I'm
cheese,
a-
Danny.
Where'd you get that cheese, Danny? He's making him a night. I'm not making him a night, Dad.
But I mean,
I'm
but-
totally making a night.
well, here's like talking about like trying to pee.
Jared's trying so fucking hard to stay on track.
I'm trying, but like, have you ever like been out like on a camping trip and then you try to see how far you can pee? Like you're just like pissing in the woods. and you're
No,
No?
I haven't done that, but I will say I've tried to see how high I can get my stream. Like right on the edge of it coming back on me, We're like,
It's like
you just
we're going
kinda
vertical.
Aim it up and seeing, but once you, because there's an arc, right?
There's
an arc
always
to
an
it.
arc.
Once the arc gets smaller and smaller and smaller, the second, you can't go backwards. So,
Dude,
Backwards.
there was a one time at the urinal, I was like just taking a whiz, and then a guy came to the urinal next to me, started doing his business, and then I was like, oh no, I'm standing too far back because I was like, I had to pee really hard. I didn't want to get the splashback, and I just felt like I was going to get judged for taking that two little tiny steps forward. It's like he's going to know, like I'm not hung like a horse. I mean, have you ever done that? You take a piss and the guy's like standing like almost like half.
I do that anyway because I don't want people to see my peepus. You
I know.
kind of hide it in the thing, and you just point it down.
Or make the whirlpool.
You're not pissing directly on the wall.
Well, dude, like the urinals that don't have that little splash guard at the bottom, you can make the whirlpool. You ever done that?
Tell me how.
Bro, you just hit that perfect angle,
Oh,
and it just.
yeah. Like the big tunnel at Whitewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Y'all ever been to Whitewater?
Yeah.
You been to Whitewater?
I've been to Omaha.
You know what? I saw
Flawless.
I saw him go. Up and down.
Whenever we can watch this back, just watch my eyes go. I have an opportunity. He was talking about whirlpools. She said Whitewater. I'm like, somewhere.
Yeah, I can fit it in somewhere. God. I mean, but
Oh,
dude,
bro.
that's, I don't know. Like, that's one of the things I think about. Like, I don't think women will ever have that, like, enjoyment of making a whirlpool.
No, and I hate it for chicks too, because it's like, man, you can't just like, dude. What if you're at some nasty dive bar? You got to piss, dudes. No problem, man. No problem. And I guess girls are the same way too.
They
They
just
just hover, but it's like, ugh.
Well, there's a bar that the staff was talking about. There's this one lady that worked there, and they would like fight to make sure that they got to go use the bathroom before her, because she would just piss on everything.
Ew.
And I'm like, that's our job. Like we do
Yeah.
that. Like,
Exactly. What's the worst bar bathroom you've ever seen in your life? I've got one off the top of my head.
Well,
Should we not name names?
I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate it.
Is it-
Acronyms.
WH? That's one of the top ones for me.
No, really? Those are typically decent little bathrooms.
Which one did?
What do you
WH?
consider decent?
Yeah,
WH? Oh, which one?
the one in Stone Mountain that we play at all the
That's
time.
not that bad. Bro,
Well, I'm not saying it's that bad, but you said it's pretty decent.
it's compared to BH in Athens.
Fair enough. Yeah,
BH in
I
Athens.
don't know if I've been in that one.
it's pretty bad,
Oh, that one's terrible.
dude. I just.
That one's terrible. I don't even think there's doors on the stalls.
Oh well, that's. Yeah, I don't know.
There's definitely not, actually, because Jaden said he had to shit one time, and he was in that bar, and he was like,
I guess.
"My brother, I can't." So he went all the way down to 1785 because that's where some of the people that he was with, and he
I mean, dude, I do.
beelined it.
I don't. I look at the one I was talking with the acronyms WH. I will go across the street to the Kroger before I take a dump in there.
Cameron did that.
I mean, dude, I don't blame him. I feel like I'm gonna get like hepatitis or syphilis or something from that toilet seat.
Yeah.
I,
Do you have one off the top of your head?
I mean,
I feel like at one point I had a great answer to this, but I cannot think of what it was.
I mean, I just like, especially because of how long we'll be there playing music, it might come up that you have to take a dump.
For me though, like I use porta potties 24/7
That's
for
true.
work, so I mean,
Yeah.
nothing
I mean-
really phases me anymore.
Dude, ever seen a really nice porta potty and it kind of takes you back, and you're just like, wow, it's not like gross in here. It's like brand new.
There was some in Winder for whatever they were doing. What were we there for that one time? Fireworks show or
4th
something.
of July?
No, it was like an anniversary or something.
Oh.
Anyway, had the nicest porta potties I've ever seen. It was like a trailer. Like
Yeah.
you walked up in, it had
Oh,
those are
and
nice.
lights and
Love
stuff.
that.
Those were really
It's
nice.
crazy.
I mean, dude, I don't know if it's just like I get older and I'm just like I appreciate things differently, but it's just like the place I was playing at last night, Cosmos. Like,
Tell the story, the Cosmos story,
which one?
the one that you said you were going to talk about before we started the podcast, and I said, wait, save it. Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure that was
The
the
wrong
guy.
way
Oh,
driving
that was
down
the wrong way. Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
No, but
My B. My B.
So that was like yesterday.
yeah, it was yesterday. I
Ah.
literally was. I played till about like 12:30. Got out there about 1:00. Went over to the old bunker, grabbed some of the equipment, and then so I'm driving back at like 2:30, 3:00 in the morning. And I was just saw a wrong way driver, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, God help him. But what was really nice is they had some of the nicest bathrooms, and I was like, I could take a dump here. I've also been into there's some places I've been into. I'm like, this bathroom is too nice for me to take a dump in. I feel like it'd be disrespectful.
Oh man, let me give a quick little shout out. All right.
This is not what I thought this podcast was
Quick,
going
no,
to be.
quick little shout out. All right, if you're ever driving like on a long drive,
I know what you're going.
all right,
I know where you're going with this.
you gotta use the bathroom. Okay. There is. It's like Buc-ee's.
Oh, it's not Buc-ee's.
It's not Buc-ee's. No,
Wow, I
no,
thought you
no,
were
no,
going
no,
Buc-ee's.
No. Buc-ee's overrated. All right, I said it.
Fair enough.
Said it.
Hot take.
Come after him.
Hot take.
Leave some comments.
Overrated. All right, it's cool and all, but there's the best way I can describe a Buc-ee's is if you've been to a Walmart at a beach in July. That's like the Walmart's like on the beach,
Yeah.
and it's shoulder to shoulder. That's Buc-ee's 24/7.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyways, I cannot remember the actual name, but it's like Busy Bees or something.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like a bee, like it's kind of
I
like
think
a
it is
blue
Busy
background,
Bee.
something. They pride themselves on having the cleanest bathrooms in the world,
Yeah.
and like that's like some of their advertisements. And like I went in there and like I just had to piss or something, but like. When I tell you it was like a nice hotel bathroom in there, dude. Yeah. That's where you need to go.
I mean, dude, I feel that.
If you can time it out just right, and it's like, oh, there's the, yeah.
Dude.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. There's something about like when you have to take a dump and it's not your home toilet.
Yeah.
It's just, you just like, oh. But I mean, for me, Buc-ee's, I was like, I love that they actually had like stalls that went all the way to the ground. Like a door. It felt like an actual little private room.
Yeah.
Because there's something that is so scary about when you're taking a dump in a public restroom and someone walks up to the urinal next to the stall, and I'm like, if this dude wanted to piss on my shoe and run out, I couldn't stop him. I know, weird thought, but
Hey, you know what? Stranger things have happened.
What kind of enemies do you have?
ones that will just
tracking you down in these public bathrooms.
It's like a hit, just to piss on you.
Dude, people are in some weird things these days. I mean, but God, I don't know, man. There's a lot. So anyway, talking back about how phones.
What is?
Well,
Gone off the rails here.
Get 4 dudes in a room in 3 hours. This is what happens.
This is what happens. We will get down to the bottom of everything. But I don't know. One thing I was going to say earlier, we were talking about how crazy like phones have made everybody. Mm-hmm. Like one thing that I was struggling with, like as we were talking earlier about redoing the playlist.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to like find what people actually like these days because like you guys talked about a lot of really cool bands and when you guys show me these bands I've never heard of before, I'm like, oh my God. And then like if you guys had that moment where you're looking at a band that has like some absolutely killer songs.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how are you guys not bigger?
Like, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And that's like, well, and I always fight this because it's like, so, all of our shows for now are cover shows, right? So your goal to play a cover show is to play songs everybody loves, make some money, get out of there. And it's fun, have a great time. I'm not saying like it's a job, but it is
like, for me.
But you know what I mean.
I know
you don't dread going and play. I got a gig on Friday. This and
it's always
fun.
More fucking time.
Exactly. There's so many songs out there that like, dude, I just want to play so bad. Like some Cleopatra stuff that I send you guys all the time, and like some deep cut Foo Fighter stuff that's like, oh man, this song is so dope. But like no one's gonna know it. Yeah. But at the same time, like I'm trying to get into just like if it's good music, people will like it. We don't have to like cram our entire set list with just songs no one's ever heard before. But just throw in some stuff here and there that's just like, you guys have probably never heard this song before, but we like doing it. Yeah, and then also, I mean, so there's a song called Lost. I like the Cleopatra version, but it's a Frank Ocean song.
Okay.
And they covered it, and it would be so cool to play that song. That's the song I sent in the group chat not too long ago.
Yeah.
And
that was a good one.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, man, do we really want to do a cover of a cover? Like, do we do a cover of a cover? But then I think about it.
We do Folsom Prison.
Folsom Prison, but we came up with that. Did we not?
I mean,
or you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we just did there's other people that have done rocked up versions of songs.
Yeah. Well, I think of, what is this song?
Crazy. Our version of Crazy is pretty daggum unique.
Yeah. Well, but I think about like Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam, Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cover of a cover. Like, and they're fucking Nirvana, so we can do whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's like coming into it where it's like let's say we're going to like a bar in Kentucky that, and it's like what do people in Kentucky like? It's like there's that general like what you would call standard bar songs now, and then it's just you look at it to where it's just okay, what is this area like? And like there's some ways you can kind of zoom in on that area. You can find analytics for what that is, but like until you get out of until we get out of the cover gig or cover band stuff, where it's like I got plenty of my own songs and stuff I'd love to start working in. I don't know if it's exactly the same flavor as Hometown Youth, but it's like I got a couple original songs and stuff, but it's trying to curate that. Like you're saying, like you may not know these songs, but if they slap and they're great,
yeah,
people are gonna be like, oh, dude, this band's just like I love that stank face when you see someone go, oh,
that was nasty. Yeah,
like, that was so good.
Yeah, dude, I agree wholeheartedly. I would. Well, my number one goal is just write more music all the time.
Yeah,
but just spice up some set lists with some songs maybe people have never heard before. I think it'd be cool.
I mean,
I'm just into some weird shit. Like that's a problem because it's.
But the thing is, you're into that stuff, and there's, pull up your phone real quick on Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Yeah. How many pull up their Spotify? How many monthly listeners do they have?
They've gotten a lot bigger recently.
Yeah.
Let me see. Cleopatra. They're my second listen to on my Spotify rap.
Nice.
502,000 monthly listeners. So they're getting bigger. Their biggest song is got 76 million plays.
Now,
so that's not that bad.
And then would you Mom Jeans? Are you thinking that?
Mom Jeans have gotten huge.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were bigger.
Yeah.
Hold on, it is loading.
It's doing its best.
It's doing its best. 766,000 monthly listeners. Wow, they're creeping up on a milli.
So like, there's bands like
I've
that.
seen them live 4 times. I remember seeing them at the Drunken Unicorn. Were you there at that show?
Mm-mm.
Man, there's probably like 150 people in there, and like, dude, I'm so glad that they took off, but their new albums are not good.
You said not?
No, dude, they're old. Their first 2 records, man. Oh man, they were awesome.
Well, it's like you think about like that kind of stuff. I mean, like I'm trying to pull it up now. Like this guy Eddie Ninevolt. I love Eddie Ninevolt. He's a great new bluesy guy, and I think he's just absolutely just insane. Like, sorry, my Discord's going off. Sorry, but
I apologize again.
come on, man.
Just don't let it happen again.
Yes, sir. It's like, oh no, they're asking when we're going to play D&D next. But like, let's see, because Eddie Ninevolt, like I saw him at the Red Clay Theater, and so for instance, like on Spotify, he's got 72,000 monthly listeners. Jesus Christ, everything is popping off for me. I'm so sorry, but I see that guy. He's now playing in like I saw him playing at the Red Clay Theater, Eddie's Attic, stuff like that, and it was great. Like one of those other small, amazing venues in Georgia.
Yeah.
And dude, like just nowadays, it's like there's these little pockets of just like bands that people like. They maybe have like 500,000 monthly listeners, and then you can like from Spotify for artists, you can see where those listeners are going or coming from.
Yeah.
And so like that's going to be the really cool thing is once we start putting out a lot of music and really start using the money to like reinvest into the band and start pushing like promos and doing things like that, making. Now that college is off my back, we're going to be doing a lot more social media videos. So prepare yourself, world.
Yeah, I haven't really messed around with it all that much, but I was working on making that music video for Hangman.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
I mean, dude, and like we do that, we start getting some stuff like that. And then what's going to be really interesting from like my perspective as like trying to book shows is that we can say, hey, man, let's think of like a random, like, some random town and like hey like like this town in Omaha. Sorry, that wasn't worth it. Didn't work. Get out. But like let's say like we go to like we see that for some reason he just loves to see me fail.
No, that's not true.
I'm kidding.
That's not true.
But like let's say like there's a town.
I just like to keep you in check, Jerry.
Someone's got to between you and Seabass over there.
Oh, I love watching them two like interact because.
Dude, he loves to get me mad because I will just like it's like I get madder than hell, and like he just starts laughing, and then it makes me even more mad, and then I'm just like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And it just But anyway, like what's going to be really cool is like if there's a place like in like let's say some town in Michigan that's just absolutely loving the hometown youth stuff. Things are just like we got like dude, we just had like 10,000 listeners like hit like in Michigan. Or somewhere around like
go play a show out there.
We reach out to some bars and say, hey, like we can hand them that data and say, this is why you should book us. And they're really, okay, cool. How much to get you guys to come out here? And then we got some bargaining power. Like say, well, hotel, gas, however you like, whatever they can afford. But it's like, it's just such a crazy, like the way things, because I remember when I put out my first album with Tromley Bay, dude, like we were still doing CDs.
Damn.
Like, because we were right on the end of where it's like you had CDs or you were really big or like had like a way to get it on iTunes and stuff. Yeah. Because dude, we made like a couple $1,000 because we had it like 100 people download our 99-cent song, stuff like that. And nowadays everything's so stream driven. Like it's wild to think how fast things have changed. I mean, like I don't think 29 is that old.
No.
People will disagree. People that are 40 or 50 say, you're just a baby. It's like, I don't feel like a baby. My knees don't sound like babies.
My knees is hot.
Right, but, I mean, dude, we can just, like, start doing that kind of stuff. That's what's going to be really cool is we're going to start traveling. And then that's where things get really, really fun.
That's like, I've always said, like, my goal in the band, like, I will be satisfied if I can say that I just did, like, a 6-week tour. Like, just playing small little 100-cap venues across the country, Georgia, all the way to California, all the way to New York and down, just like one like circuit, giant circuit.
Oh, yeah.
And then just I succeeded. Well, I might not make a dime off of it. I might even go a little bit to the negative, but like just to say that I did that.
He's loaded.
That's actually a huge tour that you just mentioned.
Yeah. That'd be a giant. Yeah.
You're more likely to get an only West Coast or an only East Coast tour where you would go from Florida to New York and back or something like that.
Well, like I think about it.
Okay, not a small little tour.
That's where I was like, we're like, I'm going to go all the way out to California and then go all the way back up to New York. And
well,
it's
the Pellies did it.
Yeah.
What did the Pellies do?
They went up to Chicago and back.
Oh, they just went up East Coast?
Well,
I was thinking they did the whole circuit.
They kind of went up, around, and kind of hooked it back around. But, I mean, the thing is, like,
I think that was broken into like multiple circuits too.
Yeah.
I think it started as
Okay.
only an East Coast tour,
Gotcha.
and then after a few months, they had another set of gigs that took them like out to the Midwest, and then they had another set that took them down to like Texas area.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And I mean, the thing is there's plenty of spots out there, and once we get like at least like I'd say we need at least 6 to 10 more songs, just to be like, just to make sure.
We just need enough.
At least an hour and a half of originals.
We need material.
Yeah,
We need material.
we've been.
And if we can fit out an hour-long set, boom, done. The world is our oyster, Jared. We can do whatever we want to do. We can sprinkle in some covers in
Well,
it
yeah.
too.
Well, and the thing is, it's like when you start getting to that point of where you're going with other bands, and I mean, a couple of the websites I used in the past and haven't been recently, but just because of the restructuring everything and getting the new material out. I mean, Indie on the Move, Reverb Nation, there's Sonic Bids, all these like platforms. Band Mix is another one I've used for like finding other people for like, just if you need a horns player, I'm trying to find a keyboard player that could like do that. But like you start like reaching out and like doing a social network of just other musicians, then that's when things get really interesting, because then you're just like, hey man, like we're booked to go play this place in 3 months. You start like finding like support acts. People was like, hey man, would you please open for us? You're a really successful band. Like we'll negotiate a ticket split and all that. And then you do that, and then like basically what I'd like to do this next year, 2024, is write as much as possible, like we were saying, and like I would love to by March or April to like have all the stuff, if not completely mastered, at least ready to master. And then the second half of the year, put it out there, promote it, get our listeners and the analytics stuff up, and then 2025, just absolutely go nuts. I'm like, hey, reaching out, trying to play wherever we can, just enough, like you said, just enough to break even. And I'm like, dude, that's when it's going to get interesting, because it's like we could probably do it quicker. It's just going to be depending on. I'm just excited because, dude, I've never had this much free time. Full-time musician. I got like my income stretch, like stream set up to where I can afford to live and just focus on this and make this like the next pillar of my like actual income.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not looking to be a millionaire yet, soon, but I mean, just being able to say that we went on tour, we came back, we got money, all the bills are paid, and like next year, it keeps snowballing more and more and more and more and more. And we'll get better at it, because I mean, like when we first started this band, I told you guys straight up, it's like we need to have like we're gonna rehearse for like 6 months straight until everything's super solid, and we've done that. And now that we're into that phase, which I kind of hold myself accountable, like I feel like I kind of held us up a little bit, just kind of like trying to figure my life out. So again, thank you for being so gracious with me in that respect. But I mean, oh, dude, I'm so excited. Just like the things that we're going to do, like like you said, the world is our oyster.
Yeah.
And we're going to bake that and eat it.
And see, our synergy is down to, from like songwriting perspective.
Yeah.
We have 3 songs. Well, I guess
3 or 4.
three and a half
Yeah.
at this point. And that's kind of like going this way a little bit, this way a little bit, this way a little bit. But now we're kind of getting an idea what the sound is.
Yeah.
So like, okay, now we know what direction to head there. It's not going to take 6 months to learn a whole new set list. What's up?
I thought Josh was. I thought you were signing something to me. Anyway, but
it's not going to take us that long to rehash a whole new set list. Like we've got the hard legwork out of the way done, and now we're free to do whatever.
So I mean, dude, that's the best part about it. And I mean, next thing that comes up is then we get to start doing merch, getting to go into that creative process. Like I got some my buddy Luke, he's got some great designs and stuff I've used for my other solo stuff, and just meeting other artists. And this is there's so much. It's hard to break into that next level of where you're just making money, because people having a show where people are like, dude, I listened to this thing that you guys wrote, and I like people like imagine just like we're driving down the street somewhere in Atlanta, and you see like a hometown U shirt. Or it's like if I saw like someone wearing like a Jared Monday shirt, I'd be oh. Like, I'd just absolutely be losing it. Like, I was like, dude, who are you? How'd you find that? And it's like, oh, I got it at Goodwill.
Oh.
And it's like, good enough. It's like you liked it, though. That's the good part.
You like the design.
You just like the design. I mean, but like that part of it is going to be really interesting. And I don't know. I've done it a couple times, like with some past projects, and try to do it like on my own and stuff. And just, it's nice to have like a group like you guys that are solid, actual, head-on, mostly straight individuals. We try, you know, but like it's just we have so much potential, and like this like next couple months is just gonna be fun to really like stretch out and like really make some strides. So like in 6 to 8 months from now, we look back and go, dude, like like we're in freaking, you know, I mean, we could be playing somewhere in like 4 or 5 states away and just be like, did you guys ever think when you came in my like little basement we'd be doing this?
Yeah, that's, I mean, too. And I'll tell you, like, money sounds good and you're making a career out of this. Yeah, I'll never turn that down. Never.
Yeah.
But, like, what entices me so much is, like, the stories we'll come back with. Like, so we leave, let's just say we leave January 1st. We come back February 1st. The stories that we will come back with on February 1st, well, I mean, maybe not all good stories. Maybe there's always going to be some stuff they're like, oh man, oh God, that'd be terrible. But like, just stuff you could tell your grandkids about, like just living that life just sounds so enticing to me. And just creating cool music too I'm all the time, like if I think of just like a cool like play on words, or like or just if I have any kind of idea, I just jot it down on my phone. Like I've got a list of potential song names this long, like just in my. And most of them are stupid, but like there's a couple like bangers.
You got to get through the bad ones to get to the good ones.
There's a couple that I'm a big fan of.
But yeah, dude, I'm like super excited for it, man. But it's just like, stick with me, man. Like if y'all could just keep doing like y'all doing, just keep growing. Set up your drums and practice them.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
I mean,
100%.
more than you already do.
Yeah, oh yeah. If I practice once this week, that would be more than I've practiced in probably the last 6 months. I had to, shit, longer than that. I don't know if I've ever set my drums over practice.
Well, the only good thing
on my own.
The good thing is like usually we play enough like live to where it's like you get plenty.
Live shows have been my practice lately, which is not a good thing. But at the same time, it's like we play enough of them that it's just kind of, but we're not learning anything new. That's the thing. Well, I don't know. We kind of, bro. Okay, when we busted out My Hero at in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, dude, I felt on top of the world. Well, that one lady was like, "Oh, do y'all know My Hero?" Then they're like, "Oh, no, we don't."
And you're like,
and I said,
"Send it."
I said, "Boy, we playing this whether you want to or not." Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And then they're like, all right, fuck it, I guess we're doing it. And it turned out like not bad.
Yeah, we did pretty well, I think. And I mean, that's just going to be so. And just the day when you see a sign, play Hangman, like
that'd be cool.
I mean, just stuff like that. But I mean, there's just so many cool things. Anything you're really looking forward to, Brady boy?
I mean, yeah, like what Ethan said, just knowing that there's people out there who would know your music and like it, that's all you could ask for right there.
And worst case scenario, it's like, dude, I love that piss story you told on the podcast.
Yeah.
What's going to be the title of this? Bar bathrooms in Omaha?
It's raining on Omaha Beach.
There's been no good structure of this.
I mean, but that's
time? Where are we at on time?
2:23.
How long are they usually?
I mean, usually around like 2 hours. So I was going to say maybe we'd wrap it up there because it's like,
yeah.
But cool. Dude, like we got a lot of things ahead of us, a lot of bar bathrooms to rate and things like that.
Yeah, bro.
And
that's what we should do. All right, so Cleopatra does a tour vlog.
Yeah.
And like whenever they go on tour, they'll just like.
Which Seabass, I hope you know you're coming on tour to help us like do the.
Yeah, you'll be our sound guy.
Well, not the sound, but the podcast, like.
Or the podcast.
The vlogging.
And when we do a podcast in the green room and stuff.
Yeah.
But
You'll be doing your stream in the hotel room while we're playing, or
As long as I have good enough internet, I don't really.
Yeah. Cleopatra does tour vlogs.
Yeah.
What we could do is we could do
bathroom review.
Bathroom review.
Oh my
bathroom review.
Setting the bar high. I love it.
And we can always get Jaden to be the one
To take the
that
dumps.
yeah.
Dude, I feel like he has been the one that takes the most dumps at shows.
Jaden doesn't care. It doesn't bother him. He's like, oh boys, you can do that right here, bro.
I mean, he's watching people get decapitated.
I mean,
that's true.
He's so desensitized.
Jaden is jaded. It's in the name, I guess, but I mean, he's just
But hey, for everyone that's hopefully still sticking around and watching this, we appreciate you guys. Keep an eye out on Hometown Youth. We got a lot of great stuff coming out. Please make sure you give us a like and a follow, and definitely we'll see you guys out there on the road for our bathroom review. Stay strange.